Yo, how's it going, ESA? Welcome, everybody. I am TTS4life. That's short for Trevor the Speedrunner, to the stars, whatever you want to come up with. It's pretty open-ended these days.
My name is Fact the Ashes, and I will be commentating, and I'm also a runner of this game.
And I'm Rebentus. I'm also a runner of this game, and good friend of TTS over here.
Of course, of course. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here because we got a little bit of downtime here as we wait to boot into White 2. And I'm going to use this time to remind everyone about our incentives for today. So we're going to have an incentive to fight Cynthia and N at the end of this run. So you have the whole run here to try to get your donations in. It's $500 for each. I know Cynthia is pretty well along. I think it's over $100 at this point. But we definitely need to help N catch up a little bit there. So if you want some more N and Cynthia action after this run, let's get those donations met. So
yeah, definitely don't want to miss those fights.
Right. So I'm going to turn off my DS on the 30-second here because I want to boot it on the 35-second. So what this is going to do, and you can start time now, by the way. Sorry about that. All right. So Pokemon White 2. Right away, I'm going to be doing a lot of RNG manipulation. I'm going to be very focused on it because I don't want to lose manip for as long as possible. So I'm going to let my commentators kind of take over once we're through the intro here. Nothing too special with this intro here. We're just going to have Professor Juniper give us the whole spiel. You know the drill. You've played a Pokemon game before if you're watching this. So we're going to go ahead and pick the girl. Girl's slightly time lost, but I like the girl, so we're going to play the girl. And I don't have a trainer name incentive, but I'm going to name it something very appropriate. And I'm going to go ahead and name our rival very appropriately as well, ALS. For Alzheimer's, because we are beating Alzheimer's. So I was paying attention to the creating save data there. That clock kind of helps me determine if I hit my seed. Since it was pointing down, I know I am good and I've hit my seed. So now I just have to be really careful about getting to my Tepig. So there are two different RNGs that I have to work with in this game. There is what is known as the PID RNG and the IV RNG. The IV RNG determines the IVs of your Pokemon, which is on a scale of 0 to 31 how good that stat is. So Pokemon with a 31 IV is as good as it can get, and one with a 0 is as bad as it can get. So I have a really good Tepig waiting for me, but I have to take very specific movement to go up to Bianca so that my PID RNG will align at a certain frame so that I can pick up the Tepig with the nature that I'm looking for.
Which in this case is going to be Rash.
Yes.
Yeah, so if we step back a little bit and talk about how you start speedrunning this game.
Yes.
So this game has a very strange RNG quirk in that when you have to manip the RNG, one of the biggest factors in what RNG seed you get is the MAC address of your DS.
Yes.
For some reason, the MAC address heavily affects the seed you get. So that means
it's only the case for Gen 5.
Yeah, only Gen 5. And that means because MAC addresses are always unique, there's no two MAC addresses that are the same. That means that everyone who runs this game has a different RNG.
Yeah, everyone has to make his own manip. No manip is going to be similar to the other. Yeah, some MAC addresses are just better than others. There's just no better way to say it.
Yeah.
The nice thing about it too, though, is that you can come up with your own manip. So whatever you are comfortable with doing for movement to get your manips, it doesn't matter. Because you do it yourself. So you can come up with all the stuff that you are comfortable with doing if you want to do really wonky movement, if you want to go for a really optimized seed, all that fun stuff. So
yeah, so RNG is quite easy to manip in this game because it moves really slowly compared to a lot of other games where it might move like once every frame of the game. In this game, I guess to save performance, it only really moves when something is happening. Like something happens, RNG moves up by whatever amount.
Yeah, and to be able to hit the seed in this game is also like way easier than other games. In other games you have to do a frame perfect input in the beginning to hit the seed. In this game you literally just have to hit the right second.
Yep.
And have to hold what's called your key presses in the beginning. To be able to hit a seed you have to literally hold specific buttons in the beginning to be able to hit that seed. And they are just going to be running depending on what the seed is. But just as long as you hold the right button, hit the right second, you're good to go and you always will hit the right seed, which makes it a lot easier than other generations to be able to start the run.
All right, so I believe I did the movement perfectly, and my mashing was good, talking to Bianca. So I should have a Rash Tepig waiting for me here. And we'll get to know for sure when we get into the fight here. I'm not going to be giving it a nickname. In a lot of Pokemon runs, you would see Tepig getting a one-character nickname to make text go as fast as possible. But this game has text that goes really, really, really fast, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Also, it is because we don't use Tepig for the entirety of the run, so the time it takes to nickname it is not worth it.
Yeah, we just use it for the first 3 gyms, and then we switch to the real main of this category, which we'll come to later. Tepig is just by far the fastest one for the first 3 gyms.
Yeah, and also if you have a shorter name, it can also affect the RNG, how the RNG works, which is really strange.
Yeah, if you nickname your Tepig, it also advances the pit RNG by 1, so you would have to account for that too.
Yeah, it's very strange. So can't do a nickname incentive because otherwise it would mess with my RNG. Because I'm not done with RNG Manip yet. I'm actually still going to hold Manip for about the first 18-ish minutes of the run. Yeah,
the goal here of the Manip is to first get no useless encounters we don't want to see because they just lose us time, and then get 2 guaranteed encounters for our HM friends, which is going to be a Pitta for Fly and a Psyduck for Strength and Surf. And so ideally he at least does the right movement and keeps the Manip until he gets the Psyduck, which is going to be the last thing he will catch before the Drillbur. Because for Drillbur we have to do a save and reset. You cannot carry the Manip in this game that long. So he has to save there later and then reset. So
okay. We got Rash, so we have the bare minimum to make this run as smooth as possible.
Good start.
Yeah, so another factor that we didn't really talk about, but that until recently was quite heavily ruined your chances of doing runs a lot of the time, is Timer 0.
Yeah.
So Timer 0 is a very fast timer on the CPU register of the DS, and yeah, it was very difficult to control because we didn't really know how it worked.
Yeah, we didn't know really what affects it or what to do to make it consistent. But thankfully there's a thing called auto mode, which is just a setting of the DS itself on how the DS boots up. Like manual mode boots the DS up into the home screen, and auto mode directly boot into the game. And that just makes it way more consistent to be able to hit the correct Timer 0 and therefore the seed you want to hit.
Yeah, it's still not 100% consistent. It depends on the RNG seed that you're trying to hit. Some seeds have an inconsistent Timer 0 for some reason.
Yeah, some are just better than others. And funnily enough, you can also affect what Timer 0 you hit by literally changing your nickname of your DS, the color you're using for like the theme, and also the message of your DS. Funny enough, that actually affects your DS and your Timer 0, and you can mess with that to be able to hit different Timer 0s and therefore also more seeds on other seeds you want to hit.
Yeah, so for those keeping track at home, what all goes into creating your RNG seed for Gen 5 speedrunning is your DS MAC address, the date and time that you boot into the game, accurate to the second, and your Timer 0. And your key presses.
Yep. And your key presses, correct.
So in total, you have around 4 billion seeds that you can hit?
Oh, it's way more than that. It's like to the power of 19. It's an absurd number because you have, the seeds are in hexadecimal and their length 16. So it's just an absurd number of seeds that you could theoretically hit. But all DSs have different MAC addresses, so they can all hit kind of different subsets of those seeds, and within reason, only a handful of those too. So
yeah, you cannot really change your MAC address either. So
no, that's not possible.
Right.
You can only get a new DS.
It's part of the Wi-Fi system on the motherboard, so yeah, it's not really something you can change.
Right, and because there's so many seeds anyway, it isn't too big of an issue to just end up having a manip that doesn't work. Usually, you can find something that is pretty good.
Yeah, in this catching tutorial, you have to actually have to mash a lot, otherwise you will lose at least like 10 seconds, I want to say. Because for some reason it's way slower without mashing, even though you're not actually doing anything.
All right, so my goal here with my RNG Manip is I'm going to make sure that I get no encounters. So I'm going to be taking very specific movement from here to all the way to when I come back to fight the first gym, just to make sure that I don't get any encounters except for the 2 that I want.
Yeah, there's been a lot of work this year of making manips a lot easier to create.
Yeah, to make the search way easier than to like.
There used to be a lot of manual testing. Like, on this seed I can get the bird, but I cannot get the Psyduck. But now
some features don't have the requirements you need, and now we have a lot more understanding how things works and stuff like scripts, which filter out a lot of useless seeds which don't have the right encounters you want or the right stats you want.
Yeah, because we have software engineers, we solve that task pretty good.
It's such a natural flow to become a speedrunner and then just become like a computer science kid and just break your game.
Yeah, fits very well together.
All right, so just some Floccasy stuff here. Alder, the champion of the previous game, who you never fight in the speedrun, so who knows if he actually is champion.
Yeah, and since he always hits the same seed in the beginning and always will do the same movement, the NPCs will always move in the exact same pattern, so you can always take the NPCs also as a reference cue to know if he is still on the right seed or on the right frame.
So here's the first trainer battle, and TTS actually has a pretty big advantage over, I guess, most people who would play this game because he is left-handed.
Yeah.
Left-handed is actually an advantage in Gen 5 just because of how the mashing works. In older gens, you were able to have the setting L equals A, which just made the L button in the top left another L button, which made it just way more easier for mashing. But they got rid of that with Gen 5, and now you only have B and A and your touchscreen. And yeah, it's just slightly easier to do it as a left-handed.
All right, so advanced strat here, I'm going to talk to the lass. You talk to the youngster because RNG is what's called like really quiet or not moving while I'm near the youngster. So I'm going to talk to him to be efficient, because when you have trainers like proc from walking in front of them, they get the whole like exclamation mark thing and they come up to you and it wastes a bunch of time. So I'm going to talk to trainers when I can. Otherwise, I will run in front of them. This last talk is a little bit risky because there is variability because RNG is moving around the lass. So I have to make sure that I talk to her very precisely so that I can still hold manip and get this encounter here, which will be a level 2's pit of.
Yeah, on some seeds it's not possible to talk to her. You just don't have a big enough frame window to be able...
Okay, you guys need to pray right now. This bird could die to this attack.
It will die to a crit or 1 in 16 mag roll. Right. We haven't talked about damage rolls. A move doesn't always do the same damage. It does damage between 85% and 100%. So a move has 16 different damage rules. They're not all the same. Some are more likely than others. And in this case, the highest possible roll, which is 1 in 16 to occur, would kill the pit-off, and also if you would crit it, which is also a 1 in 16 chance. So thankfully that didn't happen.
It would be very awkward to crit pit-off here. We do have backups if we don't catch what we need, but it just makes it so much easier to hold
he couldn't just sit in the grass and keep grinding for another bird, because then RNG would move way further and would move past the Psyduck he could at least still get now. So even if he would have killed it, he would just keep going and back it up later.
All right, so our second rival fight here, we didn't talk about it during the first rival fight, but the first two rival fights are actually coded to throw if it thinks it can kill you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you will always come out of this fight alive.
Have you ever lost?
I have not ever lost to Rival 2. I've lost to Rival 1 twice.
I have lost this fight twice. I have never lost against Rival 1.
Yeah, I've never lost either, so...
Yeah, it usually takes like 2 crits.
Yeah, he has anti-killer eye, so he is favored to not just spam tackle. He's more favored to just use tail whip than tackle. So you should really not die here. But if you get unlucky enough and he uses tackle twice, and so most of the time he has used tackle twice and crit you twice, so not very likely to happen, but it has happened before.
Is it a good time for a donation here?
Yes. Sure, go for it.
Awesome. We have a $10 donation by Alco. Hello, Stream2. Alco here, who ran Crystal Caves earlier. I thought I would donate $10 every time I died or had to die during my run. Well, there's one of them, so here are $10. Good luck to all the runners present and future. Go ESA! Thank you very much. We also got a $50 donation by Twisty. Hoping Elisa and Clay are kind today. Good luck, Trevor, the speedrunner. Thank you so much for your generous $50. And we also got an anonymous $5 donation saying, Rosa Gang. Thank you very much, everyone. And I would like to remind you that for this run we still have 2 incentives open, which are the Cynthia and the N boss fight, and we are $156 and $50 in respectively. So if you want to meet that, write exclamation mark, donate in the stream, and put your donations in. Thank you so much. Back to you.
All right, so this Psyduck is a huge troll. It is a very bad catch rate. I'm only going to use tackle on it because I'm really scared to crit it in the marathon.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to use tackle and throw balls until I catch it here.
Yeah,
it's about a coin flip to catch.
Probably a little bit less with that HP, but unfortunately in Gen 5 they scale the catch rate based on your HP percentage, so even the pit-off at 1 HP is not a guaranteed catch. It's like a 93% or something like that.
Yeah.
But it could still break out, and that's unfortunately a thing in this game. But yeah, also a thing about Psyduck for the speedrun, you want to make sure that Psyduck has the ability Damp, because otherwise it will not stand out in too many battles, but his other ability is Cloud9, and that's a bit of time loss when it gets out in some battles just because of the extra text which it has to print on screen.
Yeah, so you might see some pretty strange movement there around the spinner and in the grass. It's all RNG manipulation.
Yeah.
So
he knows what frame he's on, so he knows what movement he has to do to get the results he wants, which in this case is just normal encounters until he gets to the first gym, because then we can buy repels.
Yep.
And also after picking up X attack, that introduces some variance, because you will never be able to pick the X attack up at the exact frame every time. So you have to make sure that during routing your manip that you route multiple frames there just to count for the variance you will get while picking it up. Because there is an NPC which is moving, and depending on how long it takes you to pick up the item, the RNG will move less or more. And you just have to be aware of all the frames you have to route, so you can always realign it or know what movement you have to do to not mess up. So all this movement here is intentional. You just... pretty good start so far.
Yeah, quite a good time.
I was about to say,
a sub 15-minute range active is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good time for a marathon.
Yeah, no breakouts. That's what you want to see.
We haven't gotten to the action yet, though.
Yeah.
Just wait. All right, so Alder is going to coax us to his house trainer school type thing over here. We're going to pick up this X speed here. We don't have a lot of access to X speeds in the beginning of the game, so we're only going to pick up the two that we need, the X attack and the X speed, and those are the only two that we use for the entire run. A lot of other Pokemon speedruns would use X items abundantly to make sure that you are overpowered compared to your opponent, but we don't have access to X items until right before the 7th gym. So we kind of have to get creative, and thankfully we have a really good move later for that.
Yep.
More on that later. For now, we gotta beat a Pansage.
Yeah, for now the only X items we have is 1 X attack and 1 X speed. It's gonna be enough though. Yeah, these fights are pretty annoying. They have to move Lick, which can parry you, as you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Typic can't move, potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Obviously,
we're
I
fighting
jinxed
a
that one.
child. We're fighting a child. We have the type advantage, but still lose time.
Yeah.
These pokes don't actually have moves of their type, so it's only for you to learn how type advantages work. So that's kind of nice, because we're about to fight what we're weak to, which is Panpour, and if it had like a water gun or something, that would have not been a good time.
Yeah, you just really don't want to see Lick.
Right, so talking about IVs, my Tepig is near perfect in everything except special defense, which means I am speed tied against his Panpour, and it also means I'm speed tied against a very fun fight coming up very shortly.
The first gym leader.
So winning some speed ties there, just a minor optimization. That Panpour also has Lick, which I believe is 30% para, right?
Should be 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the speed tie is when both Pokemon have the same exact speed stat, and then it's literally just coin flip, whoever goes first.
All right, so we're going to get one more final heal here, which is great, because the next fights we're going to have is the gym. I made one minor mistake in the ranch, so I'm hoping that my RNG is still lined up, and it looks like it is with a frame that I know.
Yeah, he just uses the NPCs as a cue, as mentioned before.
Right.
And then he can identify which frame he's on, and then he knows what movement he has to do for the rest, so he doesn't get any encounters.
All right. So I am paying attention in particular to this old man. I saw him go right and up, which means I probably know what this one lass that I'm going to look at is doing. She's going to be walking to the right as soon as she comes on screen at the very bottom of the town. So let's go ahead and do that. And while we do that, how about you give us some donations? So Alder is going to give us some Oranberries here, actually, which is going to help us coming up just to keep our HP low but not full.
Yeah.
And our last little bit of movement here, if we get through this route without an encounter, we will have held Manip for as long as we reasonably can, which will be perfect. All right, there we go. Easy as that.
Nice.
Very nice.
1808, that's a really good game time for a marathon
That's a
run.
sick start.
That's a pretty good start. All right, so we're coming up on the first gym here, which is one of many recurring characters, if anyone has ever played Black White 1 but not Black White 2. We're going to be up against Charon here, who is kind of your companion throughout Black White 1. He is now the first gym leader in this town. He is a normal type. So that works really well for us as Tepig because we are not weak nor strong to it. But the big reason that we pick Tepig in the first place is because Tepig is really good against the third gym leader. Oshawa isn't really good one way or the other against the first 3 gyms before we switch our mains, and Snivy gets absolutely decimated in the second gym because the second gym is a poison type. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Snivy doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Alright, so to unlock Charen, we do have to take these 2 mandatory fights here. I'm going to be trying to take as much damage as possible to be either in or just before Blaze. Blaze is Tepig's special ability that will make its fire-type attacks do 1.5 times damage as long as it's at 33% or less of its health. I'm also going to be hoping for getting a 2-shot range on this rat here. That's very good. That's 59%.
Now a good time?
Yes, now is a good time. Go for it.
Perfect. The forces that be kind of prevented me from reading to you, but
no worries.
Now I'm back. We have a $10 donation by Keeping It Icy. Ashes, Bentis, and TTS have been some of the most wonderful people I have met in the Pokemon speedrunning community. Good luck with your run, TTS. Also, shoutouts to Billy the Shiny Electrode. Thank you very much for your donation.
Thank you, Icy.
Thank you, Icy.
Suppose we should thank Twisty too, because he donated earlier.
Thank you, Twisty.
Thank you, Twisty.
Yeah, these fights are nothing special. Theoretically, you can lose these fights if you get really, really unlucky. You need a lot of crits for that, though.
Right, and I'm hoping to get any blade or any burns here with Ember, because that'll help take the health just a little bit to make some ranges guaranteed too. I'm at 31, which is a little higher than I would like. I would like to be at least lower than 24, because that'll make it really easy to get into Blaze for Charen. That's a good burn.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice burn. Yeah, Charen is gonna be the first actual scary fight. He can easily kill you.
Especially with Rash.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we are going to save.
Yes, there is going to be a safety save. We are speed tied with Charen's Lillipup, which means a lot of the time it just comes down to a coin flip whether or not I win. If I get a burn anywhere on this fight, I will be very happy because that means that I will be able to kill the Lillipup very easily.
Yeah, for this category, most people would run Naughty. It's a little bit slower top end wise, but it is a bit safer for sure, especially on this fight. But Rash is faster, it's just more risky.
Yeah.
So props to TTS for running Rash on a marathon and not Naughty.
Alright, so what's going to happen here is I'm going to hope that Patrat goes for a workup and then tackles me, and hopefully that'll put me down into Blaze so that I can 3-shot this Patrat very easily. I'm just a little too high of health, so getting into Blaze might be a little shaky depending on this tackle roll from Patrat. That workup turn 1 is really good. Oh.
Okay.
Well, now I have Blaze.
Oh, that's one way to get Blaze.
Yeah, that's one way to get it. Yeah, exactly. Calculate. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Charen's Lillipup is going to come out here. I am going to use this freshwater to get to full. I'm going to hope that turn 2 it uses a workup to kind of stall a turn so I can bring this down to a coin flip. If not, even if it uses tackle, it's fine.
Nice.
Workup, that's nice to see. Tackle down to 15. This is going to be a coin flip, and we got it.
Nice, let's go. With a save, still a pretty good time.
Yeah, right.
It's going pretty well so far.
It didn't take me 4 times last night in practice to get past Charen.
No, that totally
Not at
didn't
all.
happen. No.
All right, so we're at 15 Blaze. I would have leveled up to, I think, about 17 HP, which I think is just outside of Blaze, unfortunately. But we have a couple fights to try to put me back into Blaze for the next gym, because we're going to take advantage of Blaze a ton.
Yeah, it's very helpful to guarantee a kill on certain pokes and you're just not having to spend another turn or healing or anything.
All right, so we're going to head out of the gym here, and we're going to go meet up with Bianca. So one of the big reasons that we can't hold RNG for very long in this game, if you've seen like a Gen 4 run, you'll see people holding it up for an absurd amount of time with particular movement and whatnot.
Yeah, like an hour easily.
Right.
Yep. That is certainly not that feasible in this game.
Right. So the big reason is I talked about the 2 different RNGs earlier. I talked about the Pit RNG a little bit and the IV RNG. As I said, the IV RNG determines your IVs or how good each stat is of your Pokemon. The IV RNG likes to advance really, really, really fast during battles. So I can manip the IVs on my Tepig to be perfect, but like if I really needed a certain IV stat for Pit of or Psyduck, I would have had to save and reset because there is no feasible way for me to consistently finish the battles at the same like frames that I could keep my RNG long enough for those stats. So they all have random stats, but the Pit RNG doesn't really move unless you're in the overworld, except for in that phone call. All of the cross-transceiver phone calls and another cutscene thing that we're going to be dealing with early or a little later. That advances your Pit RNG, which determines stuff like your nature, which Pokemon you get if you get an encounter in the grass, all that kind of stuff. That, as I said, advances really, really fast. So I can't hold that for too long in these, because otherwise I'm basically dealing with a random nature and random stats if I was trying to manip anything at a certain point.
Yeah, that's why we'll have to quit for the next main, save and quit later for the next main.
Right.
To guarantee to have the correct IVs.
All right, so first shopping of the run here, I'm going to be safe and be smart with my shopping here. So I'm going to buy 5 repels, 2 escape ropes. I'm going to buy 4 super potions, and I'm going to buy 1 antidote here.
I was about to say, don't forget the antidote.
I was looking at the specific menuing for the antidote because I managed to remember. I gave these guys a checklist of things to remember.
Yeah, in PB attempts you would mostly skip the antidote because if you have to actually use it, the gym went pretty bad already and it's probably over anyways for a PB, so you mostly don't buy the antidote anymore. You get 3 Pecha Berries, which is going to be helpful, but the problem is if you run out of these 3 Pecha Berries, you will have to crit Roxy's Repeat, otherwise you guaranteed lose because it has Venoshock, which does double the damage when you are poisoned, and you will not be able to tank 2 hits when you're poisoned from Venoshock, so you just lose unless you crit, which obviously probably won't happen.
The nice thing about Rash, though, is that actually we go into Whirlipede slower.
Oh.
So we actually don't have to deal with it as much, but I still don't want to take risks in a marathon. Yeah. So I am just buying the extra antidote to be really safe here. So.
Yeah, I'm more familiar with naughty strats.
Yeah, both of these have run naughty, so I am surprising them on the fly with Rash notes. So we got a little Bianca cutscene here. She is going to give us the habitat thing so we can like look at the Pokedex and see where different Pokemon like exist in the world and stuff. But after we beat that first gym, we actually have a mechanic specific to Gen 5 unlocked known as Phenomenon. So how Phenomenon work is every 20 steps that I take, there is a like an RNG call to determine if a dust cloud or a shaking grass or a rippling water or what have you should spawn. And also where to spawn. So while I'm taking movement on routes and stuff where there's a lot of grass or in caves and stuff, I'm trying to be very conscious of keeping an eye out for those so that I can avoid them, because I do not want to encounter them, because that's just a wasteful encounter and it's time lost.
That was a very nice Riolo. It has the move Endure and it loves to spam it, so very nice fight.
Yeah, Endure saves you from dying if you were going to die, even if you're at 1 HP, so that Riolo can just sit there and stall you with Endure. Although it does have the same, like, greater chance to fail each time it uses it, just like Protect and whatnot. So Charon's going to give us the Pecha Berries here that Ashes had talked about earlier. I'm also going to be passing my first spinner here. So I entered the route when I was talking to Bianca in the middle, and what that does is with perfect movement gives me an opportunity to pass Lynn for free if she's facing away. Currently, she is by the looks of it, so I'm going to hope that she keeps doing that.
Turned right again.
I also bonked, so I don't know if it was worth going for it in that case. So instead, I'm going to do the typical like spinner pass method, which is okay.
Yeah, you take a step, you open the menu, you check for a quick spin, which in that case happened, and you do it again, and that's then you get past her.
Yeah, so it's random when they turn, but how often they check to turn is always consistent. So you can kind of react to when they turn away, and then you can take that step and flash the menu, and if they turn back, that means that you got quick spun and you can just reset, because otherwise if you YOLO'd it, you would have just been caught. So
the reason to take the step is you want to make sure that they have different cycles they spin on, and you want to make sure that she's not on the cycle where she would turn quickly enough to see you immediately. So that's what the step and the menus for, to check for the quicker spin. And if she hasn't turned at that point, you know she's on the longer cycle, and then you have enough frames to just buffer the walking. You have to walk past her, you cannot just run past the spinner, they will see you. But then if you buffer the movement right, you have enough frames to just walk past her, because you know that she's on the longer cycle and you are just good to go.
Right, so spinners, some of them are what we call deaf, which means they can't hear us. So if we run around, they don't like react to us in any way. But some spinners, what will happen is if I hold the B button around them, they will try to look in my direction to try to catch me going by them,
Yeah, there are not too many death spinners. The first one was the one before the X attack. That guy is deaf. You can just run past that guy.
Yep, that youngster in the ranch is deaf. Lin is not.
Yeah, most spinners will react to you running.
Yeah.
Most of them.
All right, so here's going to be my second safety save here. Here's the second item on my checklist of things that I told my commentators to remember for me.
Yeah, this fight is, I would say, even more scary than Roxy.
Yes. I hear the chants and I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so first fight here is Billy Joe. We really want to take advantage of Blaze in this gym as much as possible, so I am saving in case I get crit, because if I get crit, it usually means I'm dead. So
Yeah.
I'm only going to save for the first one.
Untimed
save.
In this gym, untimed critical hits is almost always a death.
Right. So Blaze here guarantees this Venipede, otherwise it would just be like a 1 in 16 chance for me to kill it. And that's without a crit.
Oh, it's still the same range with Rash. Didn't know that.
Yep, it's still the same same range, sorry. This coughing, it's about a 30% the 2-hit with Blaze. It's about a coin flip if it's in the red.
Yeah.
That is very good.
Let's go. That's how you want this to go. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, when coughing goes in the yellow off the first Blaze hit, I know I have about a coin flip to finish it in 2. So that's a very good start.
Yeah. When we talk about ranges, that just means like when we, for example, say like an 11-16 range means that 11 out of the 16 possible damage rolls would kill, the other 5 won't kill, and that's when we say like it's 11-16 range.
Yeah, we know the stats that the enemy has, we know our stats,
Yeah.
so we can
The enemy stats are set,
damage calculator.
so we can just use damage calculators to figure out exactly what we need to know.
All right, so thankfully we didn't end up losing our Blaze, having to heal on the first coughing, so I can just go straight into spamming Flame Charge here. Getting poison there is fine because this Grimer has Disable, and that would disable my Flame Charge, and I have to use Ember instead. The reason why we fight Billy Joe first is because of Flame Charge. Grimer is very bulky in special defense, so using Ember against it, it just isn't a very good time. That is pretty nice.
Pretty nice gym so far, yeah.
It wasn't necessary, but it kept me from taking more damage.
Yeah.
So.
Not a whole lot of poisons.
Right.
Kept Blaze for the second fight. Pretty idea.
All right, so I registered the berry bag earlier so that I can quickly equip a Pecha Berry when I need to, and I'm going to go ahead and heal up to 34 HP. Using Rash here, I'm going to go in at a very specific HP here so that on turn 3, I get knocked into Blaze by coughing, and then that will help me guarantee this otherwise 42% chance to 3-shot the coughing.
Yeah, with Nordy, you would just heal to full before the fight.
Yeah. Any burn or crit here would do really well because that means I might be able to tank Whirlipede without having to heal. Usually you heal right before, or right as Whirlipede comes out, so. Not unlucky, but we just got snuck in the Blaze here. The 17 is as high as I could be while still being in Blaze, so that's perfect. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and Super Potion right away. To full. I really want to see Whirlipede use Venoshock. It does have Protect, so it's not great when it uses it.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it also loves to spam it.
Yes. I don't have Blaze, so I'm actually going to stall a Tail Whip here just to make it so that I do get Blaze, and then I'll finish it off with another Flame Charge to guarantee it.
Still a very good run.
Pretty good run so far, yeah. I'm not
almost
complaining.
a 31, low 32 Roxy.
Low 32 Roxy.
You definitely take that.
Yeah, we take that.
Might even be PB pace, true.
All right.
And a nice thing here is you barely missed level 17 before Whirlipede. And that means you get 2 levels at the same time. So you skipped teaching Arm Thrust, which we don't need at all.
Yes.
So you don't even get the message that, oh, you're trying to learn it. You just skip that entirely.
Yeah, because you just get 2 levels in the fight.
Yeah, very small optimization that you don't really get to see or even think about, really.
Yeah, it's not even really an optimization. It's just how it works out.
Yeah, it just works out quite nicely like that.
All right, so 2 badges down. We are going to be heading to our favorite place in all of Unova, don't you think?
Yeah, it's very, very interesting and engaging and so much fun. And
that's where the real content is. Pokestar Studios. A very, very good time for a lot of donations.
Yes.
If there are any.
We have no donations at the moment, but we have some messages that we can talk about. Namely, I would like to remind everyone that we still have two incentives for this run, namely the Cynthia boss fight and the N boss fight. And right now we are $175 and $50 into the $500 limit. So keep the donations coming. I bet with you until the end of this run we can still do this. Thank you. Back to you.
Alrighty. So we're heading into Pokestar Studios, where we're going to meet Mr. Stu Dio himself. Get it?
Get it?
So, these guys watched us fight Roxy and think that we are the next big movie star. So they are forcibly dragging us into Pokestar Studios to make us learn about all the wonderful gimmicks. This is like the contest gimmick from Gen 3 and Gen 4, or in addition to the musical gimmick that was in Black White 1 that you're also forced to sit through and watch during that speedrun. Except this one I think is like way longer. It's like 6 minutes to get through this.
This is pretty long. So if anyone at home wants to go to the bathroom, grab some snacks, this is a very good time.
This is the perfect time. Nothing is going to happen here.
You won't miss anything.
Funnily enough, there is a little bit of RNG actually in here. It's going to be how fast the credits of this first movie here will end, and then also if you get a free Swift Ice Punch later on the Pawnyard. So there is actually some kind of RNG involved. Nothing you can do about it, but yeah, you can lose a few seconds here if you get longer credits, or crit, for example, with Ice Punch.
Right. So this sailor is Roxy's dad, who is the boat captain that would take us to the next area, but he is hard set on becoming a movie star. And he is hard set on teaching us how to become a movie star. So he has shot a movie, and he's going to show it off to us. And honestly, I think that this should top the box office. Like, we really need to give this...
This is an Oscar-worthy movie right here.
It's Bryson Man versus Midlife Man of Justice versus Bryson Man.
Yeah, it's so confusing because they call it Bryson Man, and then the subtitle is Midlife Man of Justice.
He's the real
Bryson
movie star.
And then they call him Riolo Man right after. Like, which one is it? So the lore here, I think, is Bryson Man wants to like tear down an amusement park or something. I don't really understand why there's an evil villain and hero fight in an amusement park, but hey, it's not nice to do bad things. You know, there's the message of the movie. All right.
Have no use for either ideals or dreams. Sure.
Yeah, right. All right. Riolo Man's on top. He's got the Pawnyard.
Will he win this time? Probably not.
Prepare to be finished. The hero is scared. That's not how movies are supposed to go. Air slash. That's super effective. Oh no!
Oh, he lost again.
Oh
God
no! That's all we had was a Riolo? Oh no!
Seems kind of unfair that he only has a 1 poke.
I know.
Bryson has 2. What's that about?
All right. We won't forget you, Riolo Man. Thank you for knocking out a Pawnyard.
Maybe one day he will get us a win.
This is the slow credits. We lost like a second or two.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's just completely random. Nothing you can do about it. You either get slow credits or you get fast credits.
Yeah. It's probably a 1 in 3 because you can get the credits on the left side and the image on the right side mirroring what's right there, and then you just get the full one. So,
right. The movie crowd was not appreciating that movie.
No, they all checked out as soon as it was done. I mean, they were sleeping as soon as like Riolo took out the Pawnyard and they fell asleep. Like, that's the action right there.
So now, after watching a movie, we got to record one ourselves.
Yes,
of course.
They said, surely we will be better at recording movies than Pop Roxy, I think is his canon name in the game. Also, a fun fact about this place, there's like a tree way over to the right that you can just surf into.
Didn't actually know that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Good to know.
Should try it sometime.
Yeah. Also, I think it's Edhead who did like 8 hours of Pokestar Studios speedrun.
Oh, yeah.
Shooting all the movies.
Yep.
There are a lot of movies, and it's kind of like a puzzle where you can get like different endings and stuff too.
I don't think anyone really played this.
I think he's the only one.
Yeah.
All right, one person in crowd did.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you, guy in crowd.
You really love Y2.
All right, so there's Bryson, the man himself. We've been honored with an autograph.
Yeah. You're just gonna take a rental poke here instead of.
I don't think it actually lets you shoot with your party. I think it forces you to.
I never tried, honestly.
You can shoot with your party.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, and
it's just slower.
We're just gonna click Ice Punch, even though we could kill the enemy poke, but it's just faster to use Ice Punch and then die ourselves, because otherwise he would send out more pokes. and so we can just end this movie in one turn, basically.
I just believe in Ice Punch. I don't know why you're
Ideally,
such a
he gets a
doubter.
free save with Ice Punch, which would be pretty high. Saves like, I don't know what, maybe a second. If he,
Yeah.
Because then Ponyard can't move. Damn.
Aw.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. So there's a 10% chance with Ice Punch to freeze there, and if you do, the director's like, whoa, 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 that's not in the script, and then cuts the recording short so you don't have to watch real Udai.
Yeah, you really have to make sure to say yes here to this, otherwise you have to
Yes.
shoot the movie again, and that's very, very slow. Also, fun fact, if you don't have an existing save already, this is a fake save. It doesn't actually create a save here.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, not sure why, but that's just how it works.
This is also how you soft block as quick as possible.
Yeah.
All right, so movie's done. Thank God. We can move on to the fun
Finally.
stuff. So now we can go find Pop Roxy himself and just take a ship straight to Castelia, right? There will be no nefarious actions that get in our way.
That sounds about
Surely the evil team from 2 years ago are gone, right? They haven't come back.
Surely not.
Yeah, they love to shout their team name when they lose a lot.
Oh, darn it, they're here.
They're back.
God damn it. Who would have thought?
All right, so we're gonna have some fights here. These are not guaranteed, actually, even though that we're an evolved Pig Knight that is very strong. These fights are only guaranteed if we have Blaze. This Patrat is very, very favorable. It's a 15 and 16. The only issue, though, is that this Patrat knows Detect.
With Naughty, these fights are guaranteed.
Yes. So Rash takes a little bit of a gamble here, making sure to guarantee these ranges. The next fight that we're doing against a Purloin actually is an exact coin flip down the middle, which is not fun.
Nice, at least no detect.
At least no Detect. All right, so while we go through this, I'm going to remind people that you better be donating for the Cynthia and in-fight incentives. Those are at the end of the run here, so you have the entire run to get those in. Please, 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 please donate to those fights. You don't want to miss them.
Yeah, you definitely want to see those fights.
All right, so we got access to Cut. We don't need Cut to finish this run, so we're just going to go ahead and ignore it, and we're going to go ahead and go back to Route 20 to fight the Plasma Grunt that took off in a hurry. And we're going to be doing another setup here to try to get past Lin. Hopefully I get it.
The only HMs you actually need to beat the game is Surf and Strength. Obviously, we want Fly 2 just because it's faster, but technically you only need Surf and Strength to beat
Nice
the game.
shaking grab.
That's close.
Nice, got the setup.
Oh,
that was
I was a little late on it. It's not a
slow
big
down.
deal. I just get a little extra XP, which will be really helpful actually in catching our next main.
Yeah, Lin is one of the better optionals to hit, especially now as a Pig Knight. You just one-hit her Lillipop. She only has one poke.
Yeah.
And now you can go past, just straight past her on the last pass.
Yeah,
Need to wait, but yeah, it's still not good.
Ideally, in like top level runs, you would avoid her all times. But if you hit her, it's very easy to continue the run. You get a little more XP, so you get better levels for some of the pokes in Roxy's gym. And then, as I said,
now you can just run past her on the last pass. Sadly, we have to pass her 3 times, which is pretty annoying.
right.
And she can easily just not turn and just keep looking at you and make you lose like 15 seconds.
Yes.
I have seen that multiple times before. So you're kind of at her mercy when you, when you just don't get a clean setup there.
The other negative thing too is that I had the Shaking Grass, and then I encountered Lin, so I got rid of the Shaking Grass. So then there was another chance that I could have gotten another one coming up to this grunt here. But it would have gone away talking to this grunt anyway, so it's not a big deal. Plasma! All right, so Hugh was very bad at finding this grunt, so he's going to come from way...
I don't know where he was looking for him, honestly.
I don't know. He was like right here. All he had to do was turn his head left. I don't understand. All right, so we're going to go ahead and head back now. Now we can finally go to Castelia City with nothing impeding our path.
Yeah, about to get our final main.
Let's see if this youngster up here trolls me. I'm going to go up. All right, he didn't. He went up after me.
You just hope he goes up, but nothing you can do about it.
Great.
Sometimes he likes to be a troll and just keeps blocking you.
Great. So now I'm... another thing that we're keeping track of is my step counter. We haven't really talked about that yet. So the step counter counts up from 0 to 127 and rolls over back to 0 And the deal with that is I want to make sure that I don't have that step counter rollover happen while I'm doing the manip to my next main here, because there is a chance that it'll screw up my IV RNG.
Yeah, if it happens during the manip and the step counter rolls over, you will not have the correct IVs. And
Right.
it's going to be very important, especially that you have the correct speed IV for later.
Yeah, the counter exists to increment your Pokemon's happiness, so that you get more happiness after when you adventure more with your Pokemon. That's the idea. That's why it exists, and it also advances the RNG whenever that happens. So it would ruin the manip if it happened at the wrong time.
So thankfully, because my manip is very optimized, I don't take a lot of very extra steps out of what would be considered absolutely efficient. So I can no issue hit my IV RNG at this point. Because what would happen is my IV RNG would increase. What would happen is it would shift all my IV RNGs over. So what my attack IV would be would all of a sudden become my HP IV and all the way down the line, and then my speed would become something really random. And it is very important that I have perfect speed.
Yep, that is gonna matter a lot later on.
All right, so we finally get access to the bicycle from a clown. I don't know why he's handing out bikes.
He just has a lot of bikes, gives them away for free. Wouldn't question
Where
it.
does he store them all if he's got a lot of them?
I don't know. Don't question it. Yeah, we also get the XP share here, and he will now be talking to a few clowns, which will give him a rare candy later, which we will need to, which we will be able to use later. So we learn Rock Slide for a certain fight.
Yeah, so these clowns are meant to be tour guides to show us some of the more significant facilities in Castelia City, but they're really bad at being tour guides because I have to go out of my way to find them.
Yeah, if you play
they don't tour me around the city like a tour guide you would expect would be.
in challenge mode, you don't actually have to get this candy from the clowns because you get more XP and you have enough XP to get Rock Slide in time. But in this category, you need the candy, so you have Rock Slide for a specific fight later.
Yeah.
Who was that? Who was that? I don't know who that was.
You don't know? I think you know now.
Thanks.
Yeah, there's another clown in this building here, but he's gonna do that on the way back.
Yes.
Just for step counter purposes.
I theoretically could budget it in.
You could probably do it. You definitely have enough spares to spare, but it's not slower to do it later. So.
Right, I'm gonna cross by there again anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we're on the hunt for Team Plasma. When we got off the boat, Hugh made acknowledgement of a very fancy looking boat that definitely won't show up multiple times later in the run. And we have a trip to the sewers to go to. Thinking that they might be doing some nefarious stuff down there. So we're going to go ahead and check things out. No box. Good movement.
Nice.
Use our last rappel here for actually quite a while. The section between the 3rd and 5th gyms have no grass for us to worry about. So we only need 5 rappels to get through the entirety of the run.
Yeah, the next time we buy rappels isn't gonna be in Driftway.
Yeah.
So quite a while from here.
Yeah, 35 minutes away.
Yeah.
So Q's is going to do a little back and forth with the Plasma Grunts here. They're going to tell him to shut up, which I think is really funny, with 2 Ds. Then we have to fight him in a double here. So when we have a following double like Q there, what happens is after these double battles, we get a free heal. It's the same thing in Gen 4 if you've ever played Diamond and Pearl and had Cheryl follow you around through a
One difference is that you can die in this battle. Gen 4, if you died here, you would lose the battle immediately. But here, if your opponent beats if your opponent wins, or if your partner wins,
Yes.
Then you still win. That's why you never would heal for this fight, because you can still finish them off. So.
Yes.
Even if you die. It's a bit slower, obviously, but it's not worth healing in case you die.
Right. So Dua can win on my behalf, and I don't really need the XP. So it's not a big deal if I die in that fight. It's very unlikely, though. Dua is going to use Razor Shell, which is 95% accurate. And if it misses Sandile, it has Sand Tomb, which would knock me out if I'm in Blaze, which is 21 or less at this point. So just got to be really careful about that. We're going to get access to Strength here really early on, but we're not going to need it until the very end of the game.
Yeah, and now time for the final manip of the run.
Yes. Very scary manip here. Going to require a lot of focus and attention. It's going to be really scary movement. It's going to be very difficult. You're going to want to pay attention.
It's going to be difficult.
Right. It's RNG manip. It's got to be the scariest thing ever.
If you've perfectly manip the random numbers.
Right. Right.
And there's a lot of random numbers.
All right, so I'm going to be paying attention to my DS clock here. I'm going to wait for it to kind of roll around 2.5 times before I turn it off.
Yeah, you don't actually have to wait until it tells you that the save has been done. You can just quit before, even though it doesn't tell you the save is there, so you can just save some time. Just quit out earlier.
All right,
Here we go.
All right, that should be good. So I'm going to hold my buttons here. One of my key presses is start here, and start turns auto mode to go to like the main screen. So I have to intentionally hold start really late to make sure that I don't accidentally like boot into the DS like main menu. So
Yeah, it's a bit finicky. You have start as your press.
all right, absolute focus, peak movement.
Come on, can he do it?
Nice.
That was really scary.
Okay, about the drill bug hitch itself, at full health it's a 33%. I don't think you want to go for that today.
No.
What we can do is we can, with a bit of testing on emulator, you can make it consistent the move Drillbar uses on turn 1, but turn 1 only. The reason behind this is Drillbar has pretty high attack and it already knows to move Dig because it's level 19, and Dig is a 9 and 16 range to kill Pig Knight from full.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty strong.
yeah, and since we wanted to hit it, we want to get at least guarantee the turn 1 move to not be Dig. But now he could very well see Dig if it breaks out. Okay, nice. Thank God. Very nice. Yeah, this is around about, I want to say like 50%, maybe a little bit less catch right there with that HP.
About a coin flip,
Yeah.
a little worse than.
It's still worth to hit it because otherwise you just go for a 1 and 3 and yeah.
Keep up with the theming here, nickname it ESA.
Yeah, we immediately want to equip the XP share to Drillbar. It's not good enough yet to be just our main straight away, so we have to do some XP sharing
Yeah,
and some switching around.
I'll heal Pig Knight too, what the heck. Yeah, our next gym is Bug, and Bug shares a lot of moves and types with Grass, and Drillbar being a ground type just does not perform very well. So we do pick up the EXP share though, so that Drillbar could get a bunch of experience from the first couple trainers, and then we're also going to be doing some shenanigans on Berg to make sure that Drillbar gets all the EXP that it can, because EXP is going to be pretty tight from here until right before the 5th gym. So.
Yeah, this Drillbar has 31 IVs in every stat except special attack, which for normal mode is ideally you want to at least have 4 for normal mode. It has female level 19, it has Sandforce as the ability, which is gonna help for 1 fight to guarantee a 2-hit with Mud Slap.
Yeah, same with the special.
And yeah, it has an adamant nature.
Yes.
Is it a good time to get a message in?
Go for it.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. I would like to remind everyone that thanks to our sponsor Red Wolf Networks, we have an entire pirate treasure of prizes that you are eligible to win if you donate a certain amount to our charity Alzheimer Fund. For example, for a minimum donation of $6, you can win a Hollow Knight Grab minifigurine. And if you donate even a $250 towards Alzheimer Fund, you have the chance to win one of the grand prizes, which is a custom-made ESA PlayStation 5, completely covered in the ESA purple and yellow. And you know what? Give me some donations to read and tell me all about your fondest memories about the Pokemon White 2 or why the Drift Whale City music is the best music ever in the game. Thank you very much. Back to you, TTS.
Alrighty, and make sure to get your donations in for the Scythia and End boss fight as well. We got that at the end of the run, and we need our donations. So make sure we get those in as much as possible.
Yeah, it's for a good cause.
So, to go a little bit backwards here and talk more about the Drillbar stuff, because we could talk for hours about Drillbar stuff. So I kind of hyped up the movement there to be really, really, really scary. And back in the day, it kind of used to be because of the inconsistencies in Timer 0 back in the day, because we didn't really know about how auto mode made it really, really consistent. It made it so that it was kind of a crapshoot whether or not you actually hit your RNG seed or not for your Drillbar. And it also made it so that with the tools that we had at the time, it also made it kind of a crapshoot to get a Dust Cloud to appear and then get a Drillbar to appear. So it would take a long time for people to kind of figure out their Drillbar manips, and even if someone found them, they wouldn't be super optimized, at least compared to what mine is. Mine is a very optimized Drillbar compared to anything that you would have looked at on speedrun.com boards, like even as far back as like
1 year ago.
Yeah, with the
right.
help of all these scripts and tools, it just makes it so much easier to get way more optimal manips, because without these, it's literally just brute forcing.
Yes.
Yeah, we're using some Japanese RNG tools made by Japanese RNG researchers, and they make it so easy.
Yes. And shout out to March for helping us put those together.
Yeah, we have a lot of Python scripts that can filter out the best seeds for your given console, so it's so much better to make manips now than it was.
So if you've ever wanted to get into Pokemon speedrunning, Gen 5 is one of the most accessible for the sake that it's really easy to hit the RNG seed. Kind of a pain to get your seeds set up, but once you kind of have everything in place, it's a really easy game to pick up and play.
Yeah, it's also very satisfying after like making your own manip, and it's like unique to you.
Yes.
Very, very nice feeling.
All right, so that's all of the trainers that we have to fight for Berg here. I'm going to be skipping the last one here with a little sneaky passageway back here, and it's going to look a little strange, but I'm going to take 2 left here because if I go into this like entrance here from like 2 away, it's a little faster than if I was doing it from like 1 away. So I'm going to go ahead and switch Drillbur to the front because we need Drillbur to get a little more XP on Berg. I'm also going to take a safety save here because if I have something interesting happen, I don't really know how to back up the EXP route. So I'm just going to take a safety save here because there are some quirks on Berg that I do not really want to have to back up. So
yeah, the interesting thing he's talking about is if Pig Knight accidentally crits the Dwebble on the wrong turn and kills it, Drillbur misses a bunch of XP because Drillbur is supposed to kill the Dwebble, which gives Drillbur more XP. And then you don't have enough to learn Slash before the Elisa fight, the next gym leader. And you really need Slash for this fight, because otherwise Drillbur can't really touch the Emolga.
Right. Yeah, in Pokemon runs, sometimes you have crits that you get yourself that are really, really bad.
Yeah, this is probably the only one in this run when you get it, it's really bad. And PB attempts you just reset when that happens, because you would have to fight an extra trainer to back up the XP.
Yeah, and that's a monumental amount of time this early in the game.
right.
Yeah, this is the one. He has high enough HP to do Ember plus Flame Charge, and if he crits this one, this is really bad, because
this
will
is the crit.
Here you never want to see a crit, thank God.
Okay, thank you. All right, and then
You
the
also
one.
could die to this Dwebble
Yes.
Yeah.
if you get a monumentally unlucky.
Right. So thankfully, Dwebble is just standing there, which is great.
Yeah, Metal Claw is not a good move. This is the only time we will be using it. But it's good enough for you.
Right. So this Leavanny has Razor Leaf, which is a high crit move, and I need to swap Pig Knight in order to finish this fight. So I'm going to really hope that I don't get a Razor Leaf crit here. When Pig Knight's out, it'll go for cut instead, so that'll be really nice. That is perfect. I am just above a cut. Don't crit cut now.
Nice.
All right.
Perfect.
All
Love
right.
to see it.
That's 3 gyms down. All right, so now Drillbur's going to get access to one of many wonderful moves that he gets access to in
Horncross is
Gen
a
5.
very good move.
Yes.
Not just only boosts your attack by 1 stage, it also boosts your accuracy by 1 stage. And since we have to use a move later on, which is not 100% accurate, that's very helpful.
Yeah. So in this game, you can't really get X items until like over 2 hours in. So getting a boosting move just is so extremely good here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although Charon gives us work up, right? So at least there's that. But
yeah, if we were using just Pig Knight the whole way.
Yeah, you would
Right.
definitely teach it if
Then
you
you
would
would
just
work up.
main Pig Knight.
and a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, before Drillbur Manip even existed, I think they sold
Yeah.
Tepig the whole way through.
Yep.
And based on the legends, it was not fun.
No.
No. Extra Drill is just by far the best main to beat this game, and it's not even close.
And because of the lack of X items and just the composition of the first couple gyms too, it makes it really hard for a lot of alt mains to shine in this game, which is really unfortunate because you do get access to a lot of really cool pokes really early on. Like you get access to Riolu, I think even Growlithe. I'm sure there's plenty others too that I'm thinking of. You get a Dunsparce if you really wanted.
True. Yeah, this is the last clown he has to talk to now get a candy when he leaves Castelia City.
Yeah, it might seem like a lot to talk to 3 clowns
Yeah,
to
but
get a rare candy.
we need this rare candy. We really need it.
It's very worth it.
Who's this guy? I know we saw him in the sewers, but like, who is he?
I have no idea.
Why does he want to see my Pokemon? Like, that's weird. Like, you can just battle me? Oh, he does want to battle me. Okay, I guess we'll see you on Route 4 then. Whoa, D-pad moment. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, thanks, random person in crowd. That was RNG manipulation. Yeah.
True.
Yes, yes, yes. Everything's RNG manip here. Even the bad parts. All right, so we're going to get access to the dowsing machine. We really don't need it for anything, so we're going to ignore it. But thanks anyway.
Yeah, and here's the last clone, which gives us the candy we need.
All right, I'm going to buffer up. Can I do it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the few trainers on the next shot. The only one we have to fight is Chorus. The other ones you can just avoid doing the correct movement.
Super Bonbon.
Let me be very careful to avoid some trainers here because they are kind of nasty to hit otherwise. That breeder sees everything except the very bottom.
Yeah, you have to make sure to hug the wall there, otherwise you will get seen.
And if I entered the gate like dead middle and just held up, I could hit a backpacker too. That's not very fun. So Chorus just like told a bunch of Crustals to take a hike, I guess.
This is one of the other fights where you do not want to get a crit because the Magnemite is sturdy and Chorus has a healing item and he will heal it if you crit it.
Yes. So, this is
so you just don't want to see a crit here on this turn.
Yep. So this is the only fight where our special attack and our ability come into play. Everything else is just not worth it.
Just for this fight, you want to at least have 4 special attack AV so you can guarantee the 2-hit here with Mudslip in sand.
Right. This Magnemite does have like Magnet Bomb, I think it is, yeah. So even though I hit it with an accuracy dropping move, Magnet Bomb is a move that avoids all accuracy checks and always hits. So there's not much that I can do to not take damage here. And then a dig will take care of Clink here.
Yeah, we will be using a bunch of dig for now. Even though it's a 2-turn move, it's just the best move we have right now and it's still very worth it.
Yes. Alright, so Chorus is going to give us a protein. What protein does is it's going to boost our EVs up a little bit. So EVs go along with IVs to help put together your Pokemon's like final stat when you look at like the number in your like party screen and whatnot. Those EVs I earn passively from just beating Pokemon throughout the run. I'm not going to be taking any fights to like help me get certain IVs here or there, but I will be getting a handful of vitamins, like the protein that Chorus just got me, just to make myself a little bit stronger for some of the fights that are otherwise a little scarier without them. And the Carbos, which are the speed ones that we're going to pick up, are absolutely necessary. So,
yeah, this guy, for some reason, just wants to give them all to a random kid. Don't ask me why. We have to put in something here, so it's just faster to put in any character. I know we're the owner of this mall. Wish it would be that easy in real life.
Right. If only. Alright, so that's all that. Let's see. Not quick enough. You can, if you get perfect movement there, it's kind of a swag thing, but it's it's not a big deal, so.
Yeah, doing only one tile on the bike in Gen 5 is not that easy. Bike is not that hard to handle, but it's definitely a little bit tricky to do specifically one tile adjustments.
Yes. If I like miss a doorway, you'll see me intentionally like get off the bike to get in, because otherwise I might just like...
Yeah, very easily we end up getting 2 tiles left, 2 tiles right, and you just go left and right of the door. That happens very often with this bike. Now, also a thing he's gonna be doing here, he's gonna open the Pokédex, which might seem very strange, but there's a reason behind it. The reason is coasters still move during that, and you will get a faster cycle in the end, which saves around about 6-7 seconds if he times this right.
Yep.
So even though it might look like Thanos that he goes there in the Pokédex for no reason, it will save him sometime later if he timed this correctly here, which looks good so far to me.
And I'm not in danger in this fight, but I am speed tied. So in the meantime, if you got any donations that you want to read or anything you want to shout out over at the commentary or at the donation desk.
Absolutely, I would love to. We have a $5 donation by Pipkin Pippa saying, "Be nice to Cool Rest." And I tend to agree because, judging from his hair, he's like a protagonist or something.
Probably.
Thank you very much.
Alright, so we still have to kind of wait for this coaster a little bit, but you'll see the in a little bit, the other two are lightning fast to come through.
Yeah, even if it didn't open the Pokédex, you'd still have to wait a while there.
Yeah. The faster cycle is going to come for these two.
It also means that I have to be pretty quick on movement.
Yep. If you take an extra step, you can easily see this coaster scoot away again. That's always very unfortunate when that happens. Then you have to wait like, I don't know, 10 seconds at least or something.
All right.
Until it comes back around.
So now we're kind of entering an area or like a section of the run kind of maybe not very passionately referred to as the gauntlet, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of very like annoying fights. This is the first of many Pokemon that have the special ability Static, which means that if I use a contact move on it, which I am because Dig is my best move by far, I'm going to be at a 30% chance to get paralyzed. And I think it would be a wonderful idea if for every time I get paralyzed, we donate $5.
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
People in crowd, $5 for every para. Anyone gonna match? Get a couple hands back there.
Absolutely, let's do it. And I just want to say, like, the music in this town is like an absolute banger. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Gen 5 soundtrack in general is very, very good. And here you can see the coaster perfectly arrives on time.
Yeah, that was very close.
If he wouldn't have done the Pokedex, he would have been there too early, and the coaster would have already been looping back around. So this is where he will save the time because of that menu.
A revive in the trash.
I don't know why you
Who would leave that
throw
in
that
there?
away.
That's a good item. Why would they just throw that in there? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, just for some extra safety. Now we do some shopping and get also some shards from this nice gentleman here, which is going to be very important to learn a very good move for extra draw later. Yes. From the Driftwell move tutor.
So I'm going to buy one Awakening for the next kind of like big landmark in the gauntlet after Lisa's gym. A couple Paralyze heals because we're going to be dealing with a lot of static, some Hyper Potions because we're going to need to heal at points, and some Revives because we are going to die many times.
Yeah, it's also time to say goodbye to Pig Knight. He has done his job. He's just going to sit in the box now for the rest of the run. We will keep Pidove and Psyduck because we will need them for HMs later.
Yeah, so we're finally pulling them back out of the box. The reason we put them in the box before the second gym in the first place was because there would have been a mandatory double fight that we would have had to take care of if we had 2 or more Pokemon in our party. But because we only had 1, the double fight can't like properly go because it doesn't want us to fight against like a 2v1 situation.
Yeah, they think it's unfair, even though we would have totally won.
Yeah, it's 2 Sunkern. Like, we really could have won. That was a very interesting turn frame in place on the bike. I don't think I've ever done that before.
Yeah, it's slightly faster to just go 1 tile right here, so the guy doesn't have to move that far. He walks slower than we run. And yeah, this is just a static gauntlet. You just hope for as little statics as possible.
Yeah. So the weird quirk about this fight coming up here is that we're dealing with an Elekid that actually can't attack us. So all it's going to do is spam Light Screen. But sometimes the AI will be smart enough to realize I don't have an attacking move and will swap it out for something that does. So because this Elekid comes out first, she might swap into her Flaffy. And if she does, I have to deal with 11 and 16. So
ideally, she doesn't do that because then you have level 24 for the Fluffy. But yeah, most of the times I want to say, oh, nice.
All right, nice crit.
Got the range,
We'll
no static. That's a good start.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, everything in this gym has static except the
Blitzel.
The Blitzel and the Zap Striker on Elisa.
Yes.
Everything else has static.
Yeah, so everything you see here is a 30% chance to get paralyzed. On average, I would get paralyzed usually twice. Getting parried on Elisa is very not fun. So hopefully, if I am going to get parried, which I really want to for the sake of donating to charity, I would hope that it is not on Elisa.
You gotta get at least 1. Like, come on.
I gotta get at least 1, yeah. Right, another Flaffy here, another static. These Flaffy do have takedown, which can damage me. I don't have paralyzed though, so I'm always faster than him unless I'm paralyzed. Because paralyzed cuts your speed by, is it half?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's a 25% chance for me to actually...
Statics.
It's 25% for me to actually like lose a turn because I'm paralyzed and unable to move, so...
Yeah, and since we're using Dig, which is a 2-10 move, it's 2 times the chance that we get paralyzed. We always heal with a parry heal first. It's just not worth the risk 2 turns of potentially getting paralyzed.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. All right, so that's 2 out of 3 gym trainers. Let's see. I really want to start getting some paras here.
You can still get 3 at least on Elisa.
Well, yeah, I could get 3 on Elisa. I don't want 3 on Elisa, though.
You could, though.
I know, but please stop saying I could.
It's for a good cause, man.
I know, but can it be, like, now? Can we compromise, like, 1 on Elisa? Alright, so I believe this Blitzel is faster than me.
Yeah,
it is.
This one is.
Yeah.
It didn't
Ideally, you
damage
see Pursuit and not Flame Charge, which does more, but
Right.
should still be high enough that he doesn't have to heal before Elisa.
All right, if I don't get paralyzed here, I can just sprint straight into Elisa, no problem.
Yeah.
If I do, then I have to open the bag real quick and take care of some stuff. Okay.
This is just going way too well.
This is going too well. I want it to go bad.
Yeah, and this is why we need to make sure that we have the correct XP. We got barely at level 26 here, and we need Slash for the Emolga on Elisa. Otherwise, we just can't kill it.
Right. Emolga
And you see how close it is before we get 26. Yeah. So you need all the XP.
Yeah, Emolga is flying and electric, and it takes a 2-shot for us. We are going to set up a Hone Claws because it is not very likely to kill it. And we want to hit it as little as possible. So we're going to hit it after using 1 Hone Claws. We're going to kind of assess what Emolga's health is and determine if we're going to Hone Claws the second time to kind of help minimize our chances of getting static, or if we're just going to go for it. Usually if we see yellow HP, we're in really good shape.
I feel like you could go for it now, though, because...
I could, because I do want
more
Paras
chance
for
to get static, true, I was about to say.
But then my healing items will get weird, because
You
like,
could also get lucky.
I could get lucky. But like, marathons and lucky don't really go well together, right?
Watch this crit 1 KO.
Yeah, there's one.
Okay, there's one. All
Also,
right.
not a good roll, so
There's
he
$5.
probably wants to Hone Claws again. Yeah, that's...
Yep.
Because she will heal the Emolga if you miss the range, you know?
I'm only dead to a 1 in 16, I think, but I'm going to heal just to be safe now, and then set up another Hone Claws.
Yeah, just to guarantee the kill and not hit it in healing range. Another one? Yes, another one. That's 2.
I'm getting my money's worth now.
And that one's really bad, because
Yeah.
Splappy will kill you.
You really want to see a takedown miss now, because otherwise you will have to heal twice on this Fluffy, which is very, very slow. Because you have to heal the Para first, and then you have to heal again, because you are too low for the Zap Striker coming out. Sadly, no miss, so you have to heal again. There's nothing you can do about that when you get the Emolga static. You just really want to see a miss.
Hey, well,
And now it misses, of
now
course.
it misses.
Of course. That's 3. I told you can still get 3. That's probably about as bad as this fight can go.
Yeah.
if I knew you were going to say, hey, you're going to get paired 3 times on Elisa during my marathon run, I think I would have left you in the hotel room.
Well, glad I didn't then.
Yeah, you just threw a curveball at me with that one. All right, well, there's Elisa done anyway.
Yeah, that's how much? 3 statics, $15. 15 years.
So there's like 1/5 of the gauntlet done. The others are a lot shorter segments, but they're also a lot more annoying.
110 is a very good time, actually.
Yeah, especially for a marathon run with a bunch of saves, that's a very decent time.
You're gonna make me nervous. Like, I'm not nervous right now, but you talking like, wow, you're on a really good marathon run right now is gonna make me nervous for no reason.
Yeah, for reference, it's only like 2 minutes behind his PB. So
Right.
Yeah, that's very, very good.
He's really, really good.
All right, so the grand total of paralyzed heals was 3, so there's $15 there. So you all better be pulling out your phones and donating $15 right now to the N and Cynthia boss fight incentives.
Absolutely. I expect to see those donations very soon on my tracker here.
Yes.
Is it a good time for a short message?
1 second.
Of
So
course.
what we're gonna do is we're going to rare candy to 29 here because we're just at a very convenient time to use the most of the rare candy without like losing XP, and we're gonna say goodbye to Middle Claw because Middle Claw is a bad move.
Yeah, we really needed this candy to be able to learn Rock Slide here. It's very, very important for the next fight, which is going to be a triple fight.
Yep, I'm also gonna use Approaching here to kind of start boosting up my attack, and we just learned a wonderful move called Rock Slide that is definitely 70% accurate and not 90%. Because I thought it was 70% accurate until about 2 weeks ago when I was writing my messages for our wonderful restreamers in all the different languages. I wrote that Rock Slide was 70% accurate and had Ash's proofread it. And he's like, you know it's 90, right? I'm like, no. And his response was, how are you 3rd on the leaderboards?
That was pretty funny, yeah.
So, all right, we're coming up against a Watchhog here that has some really trolly moves. It has Super Fang, which cuts our HP in half. It also has Hypnosis and Confuse Ray. So this fight can go really well or really bad depending on what it uses first. So I'm going to hope that I don't get confused or put to sleep and can get through the fight. Otherwise, grab some popcorn because it's going to be quite the show.
Yep. This Watchog cannot kill you, actually. The only way you can actually die is if you hit yourself in confusion, because his only damage-dealing move is Super Fang, which always just gonna do half of your HP. It just can't kill you.
Right. So
yeah, the annoying thing is just if you start hitting yourself a lot in confusion here, because this Watchog will not die in one hit without a crit.
Right. So grab some popcorn, enjoy the show, and read what you got for us.
Absolutely, thank you. I just want to remind everyone that next to donations that you can send our way, you also have the chance to contribute to Alzheimer Fonden in another way. Right now we have a limited offer for our ESA Summer 23 charity T-shirt which design was designed by the lovely Marco Doodles. It's currently available on speedrun.store, and it's going to cost $22, but $8 out of those 22 are going straight to Alzheimer Fonden. Just check out !merch in the chat. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Alrighty. So now, if you've seen a White 2 run before, you know we're about to get into a lot of fun.
Yeah. Definitely one of the worst fights of the entire run coming up.
Yeah, so the mechanic that we're about to get introduced to is known as triple battles. So they were a thing that existed in Gen 5 and kind of existed in Gen 6 and then kind of went away in Gen 7 and beyond. But the deal is this is going to be a 3-on-3, and I'm going up against Charles the Heartbreaker. That is not a name that we give him, that's a name that he gives himself, and let me tell you, he lives up to his name pretty well.
Yeah, don't forget to save.
Yes, this will be not like for marathon safety, maybe I should save. No, this is I really should save, because it'll be really bad if I die, because I'm going to be using my X attack, and there is no backup to that X attack if I lose it.
Yeah, and we has to use the move Rock Slide, and if he misses, it's not good. If he misses the Sigilif, it's not as bad, but if he misses Charge and it doesn't use Agility, he will just lose. There's nothing he can do.
Right.
So you really just want to see Rock Slide hit. You talk about Rock Slide?
Yeah, Rock Slide is...
$5 for...
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, let's do $5 for every Rock Slide miss. It's 90% accurate, which means it'll miss all the time, right?
Aren't we just like jinxing it right now?
Yeah, maybe.
Do we want to for charity? I think we should.
Absolutely,
we need to get those donations up, you know?
Sounds like a good idea.
So I'm just gonna ask that I miss Rock Slide here. I want to miss both.
That happened to me actually yesterday. I missed both of them, which is very, very unlikely to happen.
1 in 100.
Yep.
All right. So there's about a million different ways to identify if this fight's going really good or really bad. I'm not going to explain every single edge case, so I'm just going to go, that's really good or that's really bad, depending on what I see happen across my screen. So I'm going to go ahead and Rock Slide the Archon and Sigilif. Pidove is going to use an X attack for me, and Psyduck is just going to take one for the team. Sigilif Psy Beam on Psyduck, that's good.
Really love to see no Echo here. So
Archon missed, that's pretty bad.
Please. Yeah.
This might be over.
It's one Rock Slide miss already. This is probably a loss, because if it doesn't Agility there, you most likely just lose. Okay. Okay.
We got Pluck, so we only had the tank Sigilif, so that's fine.
And here's coming up a very infamous way to throw a White 2 run because of Auto Sender. The river is now in slot 2, and if you end up healing either slot 1 or 3, the game will eat that input and will say it doesn't work, but it still eats your turn and you just die. That happens. Any crits again? Okay, let's try that again. Yeah,
slot 2 again?
Yeah, slot 2 again.
You really have to make sure. Okay. Just don't do it again, please.
Just wide guard. Dude,
okay.
Where's the wide guard?
I cannot believe you won, but thank God.
By the skin of our teeth. Our hyper potion count is draining.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah, you can afford more.
I can afford more.
That's definitely going to be fine.
All right, so there's 2/5 of the gauntlet done.
Yeah, now it would probably also be a good time for some donations before the next fight.
Yes, I got a little bit of setup here, and I have to dodge a shadow on the bridge here if one appears.
Absolutely, I would love to. We have a $15 donation and another $15 donation, respectively by Rubentus and Affected Ashes, that
those
are matching your $15 towards charity. Just saying static. And we also have a $5.01 donation by Pink saying, here's 501 pennies for my favorite Gen 5 starter, number 501 Oshawott, going towards unlocking Cynthia fight. Thank you so much for your generous contributions towards Alzheimer Fountain, everyone. Keep the donations coming. The run's not over, and you can put money towards the incentives towards the end of it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the run definitely still goes at least like around about 2 hours.
Alright, so we're going to use some revives here to bring Pidove and Psyduck back alive, because we are not out of the gate, and we will definitely require their assistance.
Yeah, the next fight coming up is also a very, very scary one.
Yeah, so the next fight we're coming up against is Rude, who is a retired sage from Team Plasma, who was like there in Black White 1, and then like all of the sages like disappeared, except for Rude and Zinzolin, who we'll get to be introduced to in a little while. But Rude is gonna like test our like affection towards Pokemon or something, and he's gonna do it using a Pokemon battle. And this fight is really scary for one of the reasons why we end up having to pick a female Drilbur. So the Swoobat is a female that knows Rude's Swoobat is a male that knows Attract. So we may have to deal with some Whitney moments here.
Yeah, the reason we pick female, even though this Swoobat is male, there's an other Swoobat later on the Skylar fight, which is female.
Ooh, damn.
Ooh, nice, okay. And it's better to not be able to get attracted on the Skylar fight than this fight. So you like have to make a trade-off between this fight and the Skylar fight later.
Yeah, there's also an Attract in the Elite Four.
Also, Swoobat has the move, the ability Unaware, which makes it so it ignores stat boosts. So even though he used Horn Claws, Swoobat Unaware just ignores that, so Rock Slide could have still missed there.
I'm going to be very careful not to press B.
Do not press B here, because we will need to learn the move Iron Head now, and Drilbur cannot learn that.
$1,000 I might press B, but you got to be quick.
Yeah, Exodal, you need to be Exodal to be able to learn Iron Head, and it's very important. We have Iron Head for the gym coming up. And that's also the reason he got the shards earlier, so we can teach Iron Head here from the move tutor.
Yeah, so we're going to learn Horn Drill, which I believe is an Oko move, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should have taught it.
You're right. You know, one-hit KO moves, severely underrated.
Except for Gen 1.
Except for Gen 1. Then they're kind of rated. Alright, so we're going to go through a spiel here with Rude. He's going to talk about all the events of like Black White 1 from Team Plasma side. We don't really care. We were kind of in our own little world during the events of Black White 1, so we're just kind of getting roped into all this. Well, I guess we're getting roped to this through Hugh, because Hugh had a Purloin stolen from Team Plasma like 2 years ago, and he's out for blood to get that thing back.
He's on his revenge quest. Yeah, just want to make sure to say no here, so you don't need the Zorua.
I don't need the Zorua, so I'm.
You don't need it again.
I don't need it again. I have picked it up on accident before.
Yeah, it's the move tutor I was talking about.
There's some classic Gen 5 bike moments here. So this move tutor has a ton of moves. He's going to require us to give him some red shards that we got from the Nimbasa Center. So we're going to use that to teach Ironhead to Excadrill. It's a really great move because we get Stab, which Stab is same type attack bonus. We get 1.5 times our damage output for using moves that are the same type that we are. It also has a 30% chance to flinch, just like Rock Slide. As you saw Rock Slide just completely annihilate that Herdier and make it a non-issue, which was really nice to see. So we're going to be hoping to get some flinches here. This game is affectionately referred to as the flinch game because you are hoping for so many flinches.
You want to see as many as possible.
There's no such thing as a bad flinch. If you can't one-shot something, you really hope you flinch it. So
in this gym, you just run in front of the trainers, because even when you talk to them, you still get the exclamation mark on top of the head, so it's just not worth to talk to him, so you just run in front of him. But that's only the case in this gym.
Yeah, because it's in the dark.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, one of the best gym themes. We kind of slept on the Elisa theme as we were kind of going through that gym. We just kind of let it be there. So I really like the Clay theme, and the Drayden one I think has to sit at S tier. If we were to sit here and tier list all of the gym
There's a
themes.
lot of go ones for sure. Yeah. Only one more guy we have to fight for Clay.
Yeah, so these gym trainers aren't too interesting. We just get an Iron Head spam here. So if you have any donations, why don't you go for it?
Absolutely. We have another lovely $15 donations from Alvo from the French Restream saying, "Did you know that the Billy has also static? Shoutouts to Billy Block and PSR team. Thank you very much for your donation."
Thank you, Alvo, from the front seat. All right, so we're coming up on Clay here. Clay is an interesting fight. It is definitely like one of the fights that we really, really, really want to see a flinch.
Yeah, the problem is going to be the Sand Slash, because Sand Slash is a range to die in 2 hits. It's very, very favored. It's a 91% to die to 2 Iron Heads. But if it lives, or if you miss the range and you don't flinch, you just lose. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Everyone hold on to your seats. It is a 91% range, so it's pretty good, but if I use Iron Head once and Sand Slash is not in the yellows,
we are very scared.
We're gonna start panicking a little bit.
Yeah, we will be switching out here because of the Intimidate. It's not worth to switch before the fight, you just switch in the fight. So otherwise you would have to do some extra mining later again to switch extra back to the front.
Yeah.
So you just switch in the fight here to get rid of the Intimidate, which we really need, because even without the Intimidate, it's still a 91% range in the Sand Slash.
And using a Hone Claws to get back to neutral is not worth it, because this Croc has Bulldoze, which is super effective and drops our speed.
And
so
if our speed gets dropped, we are slower than the Sand Slash, and that's also very, very bad.
Right, that's kind of one of the reasons we really want to flinch Sand Slash, is because it's going to go for Bulldoze, and it's going to drop our speed, so we need to do a quick switch to get our speed back.
The flinch on Sand Slash saves so much time, because you completely skip the part where you have to sack another poke and then send extra turtle back in. It's just so fast.
It's such good save time. 30%. Come on. Hey!
And the good roll too. You love to see it.
Good flinch.
Very good fight. Nice. I think Ron Rock missed so far, right?
Yep.
One rock slide miss. It was one of the worst ones.
Yep.
So for anyone who wants to get in on $5 for every rock slide miss, we're at another $5 already.
Yeah, we will be using Rock Slide a few more times. We'll try to avoid this as much as possible, but there are some fights where it's just better to use Rock Slide.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities yet to miss Rock Slide. So
124 clay, so it's a pretty good run.
Yeah, this ain't too bad.
This is going very well.
Yeah. I didn't catch the Elisa time. I don't know Clay times as well as.
It was like a 110 something.
Yeah.
110.
Low 110.
Yeah, so that's only like 2 minutes behind like a 310. This is like a really good pace. All right, so we get access to Bulldoze. We're not going to use Bulldoze. We're going to get a much better move real shortly, so we're not too worried about that. But now we're going to go into one of the best mechanics, I think, that were introduced. Well, not necessarily mechanics, but like endgame facilities that were ever added into Pokemon. The Pokemon World Tournament. So the PWT was kind of like the battle frontier of this game in a way. It's basically a 8-person tournament style where you fight a bunch of gym leaders and champions of all the previous generations, and they all get their own themes and everything, and it is such a wonderful addition to Black White 2, just to take this game from like an S tier game to like an S+ tier, in my opinion.
True.
Unfortunately, we don't really get to see any of the gym leaders and stuff from previous games unless you donate to the Cynthia boss fight incentive. Then you'll see Cynthia, but you'll see her at her wonderful house that everyone has walked into an accident at least once.
And speaking of that Cynthia boss fight incentive, we are currently at $220 out of 500. That means we're almost half there, so keep the donations coming. I'm sure all of us just want to see how the fight against the boss lady goes. Thank you.
Yeah, if I keep missing Rock Slide, that donation will get there real fast.
Yeah, the more you miss, the quicker we get there.
Right.
The interesting thing here about PvT is it's the only place in the game where the abilities of the enemy pokes are random.
Yes.
And there are 2 specific pokes where it will actually matter. Like the first one is gonna be the Stoutland. It either has Intimidate or what's the other one? Sandwell?
Sand Rush, actually.
Sand Rush, okay. Yeah, and if you have Intimidate, you have to spend another turn setting up a Horn Claws just to get rid of that -1 attack. And then the Magneton in the end. It's either Sturdy or Magnet Rise, and you really just don't want to see Sturdy, because if it's Magnet Rise, it just dies.
Yes.
But that's the only case here. Every other trainer in the game outside of PvT, they have set abilities, and they're always going to be the same. It's just in here where...
Not Magnet Rise, Magnet Pull.
Magnet pull, my bad.
If Magnet Rise...
Magnet Rise is a move, yeah.
All right, so our first one is here. There, if you saw like the tournament bracket, you would think that it is just by coincidence that we're starting with our rival first. But in this tournament, it is actually determined who we're going to be fighting, and there's just extra NPCs kind of sprinkled in there to just kind of fill in the missing gaps of who we're supposed to be fighting.
Oh no,
that is a 13 and 16.
That is
but
a
at least,
13 and 16 range.
At least I didn't get confused because Water Pulse does have a chance to confuse, and that would make things kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's also the annoying thing about when Magneton is sturdy. It has a move which can lower your accuracy.
And Supersonic.
And Supersonic, true. So you really don't want to see sturdy because, yeah,
right.
Not ideal when that happens.
So fingers crossed here that we do not see an Intimidate proc on Charon. Is there any donations that want to be read while we're going through these fights?
Yes, we have one $5 donation by Anonymous saying, "Sour please." That is directed to our lovely crowd here who is vibing and dancing out to the Gen 5 music. Thank you so much for your donation.
All right, so here comes Charon. He's a lot less scary here compared to...
This fight is very, very easy.
Yeah.
It's just about if you see Intimidate or not, and then you set up a Horn Claws or not.
Yep.
The rest, everything just dies in one hit. Yep. The Stoutland will probably not die. It's only dies to a 1 in 16 max roll or a crit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ideally you just get a crit or a max roll or you flinch maybe.
All right, fingers crossed. It should be 50-50 on which ability it is, but it never feels like 50-50.
No, it definitely doesn't. You definitely see more bad abilities more often, I would say. And there's some Intimidate, so he has to spend another turn here with Horn Claws.
Yeah, so I just got a Horn Claws back to neutral attack, so...
Yeah, that's the worst thing that can happen. Like, you cannot die here.
No.
Yeah, that's literally the only bad thing.
Like, Stoutland, after using some workups, like, his next move that he'll probably use is, like, Tackle, which it's not going to do much.
I don't even know if it has Strength already or something, I don't know.
I don't know. It has Strength coming up.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah, I don't get the Sandrush Stoutland very often. I get the lack of Sturdy on Magneton more often.
Yeah, I would always pick no Sturdy over Intimidate.
Yeah.
Any day.
Magneton is a lot more trolly.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Oh, Sense lost against Colress. Unlucky.
God damn it.
I can't believe he did it, dude.
Yeah. He choked.
Oh, good luck interpreting what the crowd is saying. I have no idea. Whatever you think it is, go ahead and shout it out. I need some support. This fight is difficult. Yeah, screw. And unfortunately, we don't get to hear Chorus's theme until the very end.
But PWT theme is pretty good too.
Yes,
Yeah,
the finals theme is very good.
No Sturdy, please.
Supersonic avoid, that's fine. Expected.
And that's Sturdy.
I crit and everything.
Ooh, at
shot
least
avoid.
nice.
All right,
Mirror
at least
shot miss is very nice.
I could have taken the hit, but the accuracy drop would have been really awkward. So really glad that that didn't happen.
Especially since we have to use a dig on the brass poke coming out and the clink.
All right, and just like that, we're champions of the Driftveil Cup. We did it.
We get 1 battle point. Let's go.
Yes.
Which is actually going to be very useful because we will be buying 1 Carbos with this 1 battle point we earn here.
Yes.
Because we really, really need this Carbos for later.
Yes. Carbos boosts our speed by giving us 10 speed EVs, so I really need those speed EVs. This run is really kind of unique because there's like no like expenses like lost. Like almost everything is used.
Yeah.
So Clay is going to congratulate us. Roxy is going to be like, all right, I'm on the lookout for you, punk, or something. I don't know. I don't know what, like, Roxy says.
Yeah. Here's the Carbos.
Go ahead and buy a Carbos to boost our speed. If I bought anything else, it would have been kind of awkward because I would have to make an additional shopping trip to make that up. All right. So he was going to tell us about how invigorating that, and Sharon are going to tell us how invigorating it is, although we kind of wiped the floor with him.
And then who's that guy?
Yeah, what's he up to? He's doing something nefarious. So Chloris is going to tell us, like, whatever we're doing is a bad idea and we shouldn't do it, I think. Or just, like, give a spiel about, like, releasing Pokemon and, like, using their full potential or whatever, so. So we find this ship here, and we're wondering, like, what's the deal with it? And all of a sudden, oh, we found the bad guys. That's not very good.
I wonder what they're doing here.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. So get comfy, because we have to fight every single one of them. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We do have to fight a couple of them, though. Okay, so this first guy takes 2 iron heads, so I'm going to hope for a flinch. This coughing isn't really scary, but I would like to take as little damage as possible in this segment just to make things easier for myself. Or just crit it.
Nice
That's a good crit.
Very nice. That saves the turn.
Close move.
This guy's my favorite because he says it's Trubbish time.
It's Trubin time, guys.
It's Trubbish time, and every time he says it, I think of the movie Morbius. This guy's just like trubbing all over us. I don't know.
He was ahead of its time.
I know. Like 2012 is a great year for Morbius. I don't know why. I don't know why you guys all like skipped out on the re-release. It was like, you know. Asmo.
Yeah, we want to do the double with Chen first before we do the double with you.
Yeah, we're gonna work with Charen here. Charen is actually pretty useful to work with.
Charen is a very good doubles partner. You, on the other hand, not so much.
Yeah, we'll
Samurott
take
later
that.
on is very often pretty useless.
Yeah, the U in Hue is very useless.
All right. All right, so I'm going to be using another Rock Slide here, so hopefully I don't miss anything. 90% accurate. All right. And we got the Golbat range. That's pretty good. That's not a very favorable range. It's like a 9 and 16 at best, so that helps things a little quicker just because both Liepard and Krokorok will come out at the same time now, so we can kind of sweep this in 2 turns really quick. Otherwise, it's usually like a 3-turn fight if we miss the Golbat range. So pretty good so far. I'm really happy with how this run is going in general. This run is really good.
Marathon, you cannot complain at all.
I am not complaining. I'm just waiting for something to just decimate this run. All right, so now we've helped Charen. He's going to ask us if Alzheimer's is okay. So we're going to go help Alzheimer's out.
He has a good point.
Oh my god, that was never... I never thought that was a sentence I would ever hear in my life.
It's by force, all right? If I had the option, I would have left the ship like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, boom from coughing. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, self-destruct. That's really good.
Yeah, Water Pulse is a 1 in 16 range there to kill there from the bot, but yeah. The second best option just booms on you when the bot doesn't get the range.
250 base power move, it does 14 damage.
Yep. It's not as busted anymore. Like earlier gens were just like half your defense.
All right, so after meddling on their ship for...
What should we do?
Yeah. They're very confused on what to do now. We've been here for like 5 minutes, and we've kind of wiped the floor with all of them. Zinzolin, who is kind of like the right-hand man to the big evil guy, gets us. We don't see him for a long time, but he's the man in charge, and he's like, okay, I've had enough of this. Shadow Triad, kick him off. I don't know why he didn't like open with that, but okay.
I guess they're pretty expensive to hire.
I guess. I mean, we might be like really heavy too, because they'd like forcibly like move us off the ship.
Yeah, it can't be cheap to have teleportation.
No, like they get tired, you know.
It seems pretty expensive. Yeah, time for some shopping now. We finally need to buy some repels again because there's some grass coming up now.
Yes, and fortunately we have access to max repels, so we will be able to use the most out of our repels.
Yeah, I want to buy some more hypers too.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Probably
that.
a good idea, yeah, since that Charles fight.
So I'm gonna buy. Okay, I'm thinking about it. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna buy 11 full heals here just because pressing right to go to 11 is easier. I'm gonna buy 24 max repels. I think that'll be enough to get through the rest of the game.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'll just go up and buy 3 more hypers. So that should be pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
be fine,
Definitely
huh?
enough.
Yeah, and we haven't had to use a backup revive yet, so that's really good too.
Yeah. The next shot coming up there is a lot of optional trainers, a lot of spinners too.
Yeah, so we're coming up on a lot of spinners here. Spinners in this game are kind of weird because they all kind of come up like in clumps. Like you've noticed that we haven't had to deal with the spinner pass in a really long time, and now we're going to be passing like a bunch of them.
Nice. Nice.
Very clean. That's how you do it.
Nice.
Yeah, if you menu on the correct tiles and do it fast enough, you have a safe pass if they are not looking at you.
Yep.
So very, very clean.
I have had shaking grass jump up in front of me on that route because you're going so fast. It's really hard to see where the shaking grasses are.
Oh yeah, you cannot see it at all.
No.
And now after exiting, he's not gonna go on the bike, he's just gonna run to the trainer. Because after the fight, he's gonna do a run manip on the scientist on the bottom there. So he just runs in front of her, the tile next to her, and then she looks his direction and he immediately mounts the bike and can just bike past her.
Yeah.
There's another trainer coming up in the cave where it's something similar, but yeah. You can't do that on every trainer, it just only works on some specific ones.
Yeah, so it only works on these ones because they are spinners that are not deaf, so they're going to try and look in my direction, and they happen to favor looking left and right whenever I'm running. So they'll only turn up if I like run on the tile like right above them, and then I'll be hit. So I'm going to be doing a little something like that to get past her, and no problem.
Yeah, the bike in this game accelerates really quickly, so
Yes.
it makes it really easy to pass spinners that way.
Yeah. It's very easy to react past, which is just wait for them to turn and go.
Yeah, that's where there is just no special technique to spaz spinners when you get the bike, because you just react to them. The bike is fast enough, you wait until they turn away, and then you just bike past them.
Right.
Makes it a lot easier.
And the bike is so fast, you can do it from 2 tiles away from like where their vision is, so you can be really sloppy and still like get a clean pass. So. Alright, so hidden item here, I'm going to pick up this protein. We normally don't pick it up in like high-level PB attempts, but for a marathon, we're definitely going to pick it up because it makes a couple ranges a little better. It might have looked a little strange that I got off and on the bike there. The reason is because for some reason in this game, with how the audio loads, it just makes this cave load a lot faster if I get off and on the bike really quick to, like, I don't know, do something. I
the bike music, I think the bike music just cancels out like the other soundtrack and it just loads it faster, I think.
Something like that. So another run to bike here, but I have to react past her first. So I'm gonna wait till she turns.
Second and also last run to bike of this run.
Just like that.
Very nice.
And now we could get a lot of dust clouds in here, so keep your eye out for that.
Yeah.
Right. Every step I'm in here is a chance for a dust cloud to spawn. There's no like invalid tiles that a dust cloud could spawn on other than a wall. See, there's one right there.
One. Thankfully out of the way. Yeah, sometimes this dust cloud just spawns so unfortunately that you just have to hit it. There's just nothing you can do.
And I was a little careful around that ace chainer there because he's a triple battle, and those are the worst kind of optionals to
There's
hit.
another one.
Can we get 3?
Could happen at the end here.
Lucky.
Fine.
At least we didn't get a dust cloud.
Yeah. Pretty good movement section.
Yeah.
No optionals, pretty clean.
Yeah. All right, so now we're in Mistralton City. We're going to meet Professor Juniper for the first time in person. She's going to take a look at our Pokedex. Sees we have 47 Pokemon. Seemed like, good enough. Here's a Master Ball. I don't know why. That's like less than a third of the like total Unova Pokedex, but I guess we're worthy.
No, we don't need this Master Ball at all.
I don't get it. So here's Skyla. She's the next gym leader. She's a pain. It's going to be a real fun time. Just you wait. We're going to be doing a quick detour, though. Juniper is going to be going to do some research in Celestial Tower. We don't care about the research, but we care about what she gives us for checking in on our research, which is an item called the Lucky Egg. The Lucky Egg boosts our EXP gain in battles by 1.5 times, so we just start earning mad experience, which is really great, because levels start to get pretty high near the end of the game, and we really don't want to take extra fights that we don't have to. So the Lucky Egg here just comes really in clutch and is a very, very good item to have.
Yeah, Just going around this trainer here in the grass.
Yeah, you can barely see him
Yeah,
there.
it looks
but
up
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah,
Right.
doesn't notice you at all.
Let me know if it's a good time for a donation.
Yeah, go for it. I'm just going to be doing some menuing here. I'm going to teach all the HMs and put on the lucky eggs. So until I get to the gym, yeah, go for it.
Absolutely perfect. We have a $5 donation by I Want Dragons saying Plasma! Thank you so much for your donation. So, chat, come closer. Exclamation mark donate in chat if you want to join in on the Plasma chant. Thank you.
Alright, so just teaching all the HMs here because now that we have them all, we don't need most of them for a little bit yet. But this is the most convenient menu because we really want to get the lucky egg onto Excadrill as soon as we can. So
Even though we have fly now, it's slightly faster to not fly back to the city and then bike to the gym. Instead, it's slightly faster to just bike all the way back.
one of the big reasons that we did get Psyduck is because it has the ability to learn Surf and Strength, and also because it only knows 3 moves, so we get a little bit of optimization, not having to teach over 2 moves to teach both Surf and Strength to it. If, like, for some reason, I did not get my Pit Elf and Psyduck Manip, all I would do is I would just catch a Zubat back in the
Use the protein, I
sewers.
didn't see.
I did not.
Please use the protein.
I will use the protein. Thanks for the reminder. That was one of the things that I was asked asked my commentators to remind me about. So I'm going to do that right now because that makes just a couple of ranges on
The main thing on the Skylar fight is with the second protein, the Swanna is going to be guaranteed because without it's a 15 and 16 range, very, very likely to hit, but if you miss it, you will die. And yeah, this just guarantees this. If he makes a few other ranges better too, but...
I was kind of scared that menuing there would have like screwed up the cycle and I wouldn't have made it.
No, it doesn't affect
So
it.
good thing...
You usually don't menu in here.
Yeah.
Right.
Cycles might look that tight. These are pretty free here. The only tight one is this one coming up here, where you have to make sure to not waste too much time, otherwise you will not make the cycle. Should still be fine. Yep,
Yeah.
right there.
You can waste 2 and still be fine, but it gets really tight. You can like go over that one, so you end up one left to like the turbine thing and then just get shoved way back. And even though these trainers are all kind of looking left and right, if
And
you like
save.
slant... Yeah, and
Oh yeah.
save.
Save
So,
and use protein. Oh,
If
yeah.
I like looked into, or like if I slammed into one of the trainers from the top, they actually turn up to look at you. So that would be unfortunate if that happened. So this is another required save because we're going to be using an X speed to be faster than all of Skyla's team. Otherwise, this is a very difficult fight to win. Otherwise, if at all.
Yeah, and since we only have one, we really don't want to lose it.
Right. All right, so I'm going to set up that X speed turn 1 so I become faster than Swoobat because Swoobat has Heart Stamp, which I believe has a chance to crit. So I do
Chance
not
to flinch, yeah.
Or yeah, chance to flinch, sorry. Not chance to crit. Everything has a chance to crit. What am I saying?
It also once again has the move Unaware, so even though he uses Horn Claws, Rockslide can still miss here. But only the Swoobat.
Can't crit.
Not
Yeah.
crit. Yeah, can crit as advertised.
And yeah, this is the reason why we pick female of the Sword, because it has attract.
Yes.
And he missed the range.
That's all right though. She's going to use her Hyper Potion here, but it means that I can just spam Rock Slide on Skarmory.
Yeah, she only has 1 Hyper Potion. If you get the range, you have to you have to judge correctly if you have to use Iron Head or Rock Slide on the second turn there, because otherwise you will hit the Skarmory into healing range.
Yeah, every once in a while somebody asks, hey, I missed on the Swoobat. What happened? I used Home Claws.
Yeah, it has Unaware, which
Unaware is the
ignores stat buffs. So
All right, so we're getting level 36 here, which means we're going to learn Earthquake, which is a wonderful move for double battles, because there's going to be a lot of them.
a lot better than Dig too.
And that is pretty early to learn Earthquake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like one of the best moves in the entire franchise.
Especially with Stab on top of it.
All right, so spamming Rock Slide. Any flinch here is great. Starmie.
Yeah, very nice, because Starmie has to move Steel Wing and
agility to become faster than me.
I don't know what's the exact chance for the
It's
defense
10%.
10% to get a defense boost, and yeah, that's very annoying when that happens. So a flinch is really nice because it loves to use agility first to be faster than you.
Yes. And that's Skyla.
146. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're still very
We're still
good time.
we're still doing pretty good. Alrighty. Yeah, so grab your snacks and popcorn. If you're only here for the gems, it's going to be a while. We're going to kind of start getting into a lot of the lore stuff here. Professor Juniper wants to do a lot of research into like Reshiram and Zekrom and like the ancient legends that Team Plasma is getting into. Yeah, wee. I'm also going to be doing a safety not a safety save, but a safety heal here. Because the next fight I'm going to be participating in is a double battle with a Vibrava that knows Earth Power. And even though I have used 2 proteins at this point to make my attack better, it's still a 13 and 16 at best for me to take care of this Vibrava.
Yeah.
So hopefully I get the range. If I miss the range, I really hope I flinch it. If that's not the case, I really hope it targets Musharna for some reason.
Yeah, it has a Earth Power, which does a lot to Excadrill.
Yeah, Earth Power does almost 70 HP to me, so I really don't want to see that move. I do get a free heal after the fight, but that's not soon enough for the heal to be convenient. So it is convenient for the fight after the double.
Yeah,
It'll be
the rival battle.
Yeah.
I guess it would be better for optimization to do the healing menu right before the fight, because if you hit a dust cloud, you would.
True.
You would get a free heal.
Yeah.
Just find a dust cloud, I guess.
Something about this with this game playing on DS though is it does lag a little bit in some areas, and sometimes it is a chore to open the bag. Like I am trying to make sure that I open the bag in certain areas where it doesn't take like a full second for the bag to load. So
yeah, with Gen 5 they tried to do some fancy stuff with the hardware because it was getting old at that point.
yes.
So they tried to like do some camera panning and stuff, so it can chug a little bit at some points.
All right, so Juniper is like something about, hey, we should like do something to find out more about lore. I tell her that's a bad idea, and she's like, you're right, but... And then we just move on. So going into Reversal Mountain here, this room actually has a different layout in Black 2. It also has a different like theming in general. It's more of like a blue dormant volcano looking thing, whereas in White 2 here, it's an active volcano. Also in Black 2, we would have to fight an extra double in here in order to get through the area. So White 2 is better in that regard.
Yeah, also the Charles battle from earlier is a rotation battle instead in Black 2, which is way slower.
Yes.
Yeah, so you saw he walked, TTS walked 2 tiles there and did a weird bonk on the wall. That's just to pass that ranger perfectly.
Yeah, you have to waste a specific amount of frames so she doesn't catch you when you just keep running then afterwards. So you have to at least walk 2 tiles, I think, and bonk once.
Yeah, so the bonk is called an instant bonk. It's only lasts like 1 frame or something like that, and you can just do it really easily by holding like a direction where you can actually move and then just like hold down the like bonk into a wall or something, and you'll notice that you bonk for like a second and then keep moving on. So I'll use that to get the perfect pass there. You can also just kill more time if you aren't comfortable with that movement, but as long as you get the 2 walk and the bonk in, it's in every time. So let's see. Do I get this Vibrava range?
Good flinch too.
Nice.
All right, there we go. That's not bad. The rest of this fight won't look nearly as scary now.
Nice, Musharna also used Shadow Ball. Sometimes it likes to Psychic the Grumpig for some reason, even though it has Shadow Ball.
I think it's because it targeted like Vibrava or something, and then because we take it out.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Forces.
But yeah, if that happens, it will not die after any Q here, so you really want to see Shadow Ball from the Musharna here.
Yeah. Another thing about these double battles is even though I have the, even though I'm the only one participating, or like my Excadrill is the only one on my team participating, I'm still getting EXP split between me and Musharna, but you don't see Musharna getting the EXP. It's routed in, so it's not a big deal. There are some cases though where I might accidentally like kill my partner, and then I get more EXP out of it, and I just say thanks and move on. So that's Reversal Mountain. I hope you've enjoyed our stay. Bianca's gonna ask us about doing more research because she doesn't want us to leave. She's really obsessed about Heatran. I don't think Heatran is even native to this region, so
We're just gonna move on.
Yeah, we're just gonna move on and leave her to her thing. So now we're coming up to by far the worst rival fight in this.
The Undead rival here is definitely very, very.
Yeah, if we weren't using manips, this fight would be almost impossible without like an extra item.
Yeah, defense matters so much on this fight.
So I'm going to be using a Hone Claws turn 1. I'm going to be praying that this Unpheasant does not use Taunt. Taunt forces me to only use attacking moves, so I can't set up anymore.
Yeah, and we really would like to set up a second Hone Claws if we can. Nah, damn.
That's too bad. All right, so of course it uses Detect after that now.
Classic. Yeah, if we can set up a second Hone Claws, we can go for a 1-hit on the Samurott coming out.
Yes.
It's still going to be a 15 and 16 range with 2 proteins, but very, very favored. Now he has to go to Rock Slide first, and then kill it with AQ. And now he just hopes that Aqua Jet doesn't do too much
Oh,
damage.
it went for revenge. Oh,
Nice,
I didn't get the flinch.
Oh, thank God that didn't crit. That's also where you can die if you use Rock Slide.
Yeah, what was I doing? I should have healed there.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's why we have put up inside Psyduck. I forget about Aqua Jet. I was like, oh, it's free. No, my revives are over here. There we go.
First mistake of the run.
First mistake of the run.
2 hours in, that's fine.
Unlucky.
Happens.
I'm going to heal Excadrill to full.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to need to use another Hone Claws. And then I can just tank whatever Samurott throws at me.
Probably just enter the center before Dragon Stream. Wait, yeah, for the triple. Or do you want to? I guess you can revive.
I haven't thought that far yet. That is fine HP, so now I can take it out. Don't crits. Perfect.
And that's why defense matters so much. Even with maximum defense here, you are barely able to tank 2 Aqua Jets if he doesn't roll high enough. So
Yes.
very annoying fight to deal with, especially if you don't get, if you get the taunt turn 1. You can't set up the second Horn Claws.
Right. With the 2 Horn Claws, I can just one-shot with Earthquake, and that's basically a free fight at that point. But unfortunately, I got the scarier fight, and it was scary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I have 6 revives. I have used 2 to heal.
I would probably just go into the center of the city. For
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah, I will. Whatever.
Yeah, he has to.
That's actually a pretty good spot to have like as a wipe spot too, because we're gonna have another really ugly fight coming up.
Yeah, that movement there, bonking his wall was intentional, because this guy he can load quicker, so you have a chance of getting past him quickly, but just for safety you waste some time, because you can also get a longer load and then he can catch you.
Yeah, it's very variable on where he is and how you react to it, unless you just waste tiles like I did.
So you probably want to heal inside the house here.
Yeah, for sure. Heal for the
Yeah, I'm at 5 HP. I really need to heal. Yeah, you heal here in Lacunosa, using the menu in like the gate after the Undella arrival. It has like what I mentioned earlier, where it's like a full second to open the bag. So, all right, so we're gonna get a huge lore dump about a place known as Giant Chasm, which is in the backyard of Lacunosa town here. Great town theme, by the way. So there's this like meteorite that came crashing down, and this really weird creature, and things get really cold around here. So people built up a wall to keep the bad Pokemon thing out. We got the spark notes already, so we're just kind of here to be here. And I'll go ahead and heal Excadrill to full, because otherwise this next double would be interesting. All right, so we're gonna get more lore dump here. Juniper's trying to like tie some puzzle pieces together with like Reshiram and the meteorite. I'm gonna tell her I have no idea what you're talking about and just let her ramble on.
Is it a good time for a message?
Yeah, go for it.
Perfect. I'd like to talk with you a little bit about our charity that we are supporting with ESA Summer 2023, which is Alzheimerfonden. If you don't know, Sweden is the leading country in the world where Alzheimer research is taking place, and Alzheimerfonden, the organization, is actually employing a science council with that is granting scientists, researchers, and different projects promise certain amounts of money, especially if those projects are very promising in when they're trying to find a cure that eradicates Alzheimer's once and for all. The cost of dementia is a global challenge, really. So it's really, really important to stay behind that kind of research. So every bit counts. Every donation that comes our way goes 100% to Alzheimerfonden. So !donate in chat if you want to support. Thank you very much.
Okay, time for Rock Slide.
Yeah,
Will we
90%
see
accurate.
our second Rock Slide miss.
Yep,
Oh,
there's
That's
2.
At least he didn't miss the Cryogonal, which has Ice Beam and can freeze you.
Yes.
Very unfortunate when that
Not
happens.
as useless again.
Yep, that's what I was talking about. You is just not a good doubles partner. His Samurott just it tries, but it's not helpful.
So I'm going to weaken Golbat to kind of bait Samurott using Aqua Jet to actually finish it, because otherwise Samurott's just going to sit there and spam Encore because it doesn't see a kill. I don't know why. It's annoying.
Yeah, pretty useless.
Now, I really don't want it to use Aqua Jet against this Garbodor because it has weak armor, and I don't want to see like an extra ability proc because Samurott said, no me, I got it. All right, so interesting, but we got out, so not a problem there. And we're learning, I believe it's the last move of our moveset. Yeah, it is. So we're getting access to Swords Dance here over Horn Claws. So Swords Dance is going to boost our attack 2 stages instead of just 1. And that's going to make us very powerful if we get a chance to set that up on the fights that we need to. So
yeah, one of the main reasons why Exeter is so good, because you get X items so late. With Swords Dance, you can just substitute for that so well. And guarantee a lot of kills you would otherwise not get.
All right, so we're gonna pick up a rare candy here that this like battle girl just stepped over. Even with perfect movement, we don't end up in front of her. We'll always bonk against her, so we can always kind of bank on that. But you still can talk to her, so you want to make sure that you delay your A press just a little bit so that you don't accidentally talk to her and initiate a battle. So, all right, so there's our second Carbos here. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the water here.
Yeah, he will be using the Carbos straight away because it's very important that we outspeed the Flygon on the Dragon fight, because if not, Flygon will just kill us. So we really need to make sure that we outspeed the Flygon coming up, because otherwise he will just die.
All right, so I probably don't need to. I think I would have the revives for it anyway, but I'm going to stop at the Opelucid Center and just do like a quick PC heal. The reason is there is one triple fight. It's the last triple fight that we have to deal with in this game, but we are up against a pretty scary range, and it's not fun to miss it. So just in case I wipe or something, I can wipe back here. I do have Fly, so no matter where I wipe to, it's pretty quick to come back, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, the second protein doesn't make this specific range better, which is really like the most important thing. But yeah, sadly,
also that was a legendary we just found.
We just don't care.
Goodbye.
Yeah. All right. We're also going to say no to our repels here. We're pretty tight on repels since I chose to buy a couple extra hyper potions just to be safe, since I burned up a lot in the.
That's fine. You
don't
have plenty.
We don't need them until after Marlon.
So yeah, we should have enough max repels. I just got to make sure I turn them off here so I don't end up wasting any, because it's pretty tight. Usually you just buy all the repels that you can so you don't have a problem. This is also the point in the game where we could actually buy X items if we wanted them, but because we have Swords Dance, there's just no need.
Yeah, we just don't need them anymore.
And since Swords Dance goes 2 stages, whereas X items only go 1 in this game.
Yeah, they changed it in later gens, but in this game it's still only 1 stage with an X item.
Right.
And not 2.
All right, so we got to deal with a couple of gym trainers here. The first 2 are not very interesting. It's the third one that is, because it's the triple battle. We kind of are given options after this first one on what do we want to do. Do we want to do offense or defense, or triple battle or rotation battle in each case? So we're going to go for the offense one because we want to not have to deal with hitting through like a bulkier poke, and the triple battles are faster in general than the rotation battles, so...
That's a speed tie right there, just lost it, but didn't get hit, so that's fine.
That's a speed tie after the first Dragon Dance, too, to be clear about that, so... At least I didn't take any damage, though. I would really like to go into this fight full health, because then I can use both Pidove and Psyduck to attempt to give myself the best chance of getting through this triple battle. So
the scary part about this fight is the Dragon range, because if you miss it, it has a revenge, and it is not guaranteed to pick it, but if you get hit by revenge and you miss the range, you might just end up dying.
Right, because it'll do double damage because it's an intentionally slow priority move to make sure that it takes damage first, and then
really either just want to hit the range or just see Dragon Claw or something like that.
The range is 75%, so it's just a slightly worse than the Vibrava.
Yeah.
The Vibrava also would have been a 12 and 16 if I like skipped the protein in like a real like PB attempt. So.
Yeah, so the protein doesn't actually help on this range, which is a shame.
Yeah, because this would be like one of the most important ones.
Yeah. Yes. And it's one of the reasons why me and a lot of runners at the top level will choose to skip the second protein, is because it only makes a couple of ranges better, and if so, it's only a difference of like a 12 and 16 to a 13 and 16.
Yeah, they're already favored, and they just get like only 1 and 16 more likely. It's like just not worth it.
Right. All right, so coming up to this triple battle here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch Excadrill into the middle because the weird quirk about triple battles is that Pokemon on the very left side of the battle cannot attack Pokemon on the very right side of the battle, even if they use a spread move like Earthquake. So I'm going to switch Excadrill into the middle so that way it can hit all of them no issue. And I am going to really pray that this fight goes well because I do not really want to lose more time. Although we are still on very good pace.
Even a death here would be still very on us.
Right.
Not that we want.
I don't need any more accidents.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, you also really hope that they kill Pidove from Psyduck this turn. They're not guaranteed to do that, even though they can definitely guarantee kill them.
If Pidove gets off, because I'm going to use Gust on this Druddigan. This Druddigan is the range, so I'm going to use Gust on Druddigan to try to chip it if it goes for something like a Revenge, and which means that Pidove has like an opportunity to attack it.
That's also why I use Tail Whip in case Psyduck this, because at -1 defense it's also not a range anymore. Dragon Claw is good.
Ooh, it just did not even go for...
Okay.
It didn't even go for Psyduck, so that's perfect, yeah.
That's okay, yeah.
Psyduck's not a flying type, so it'll just die immediately to Earthquake, so I can just sweep the field now.
Yeah, that's guaranteed now when you get the Tail Whip up, so...
Goodbye, Psyduck. You got crit too.
Psyduck, you did your part.
Yeah.
Salute the Psyduck.
Did a very good job there.
Go, Anton.
Alright, so I took a lot of damage in that fight, though, more than you would usually expect, so I'm probably going to have to heal for Drayden. I'm going to check on that real quick. Let's see. So I'm going to swap Excadrill back now. Yeah, I did need to heal,
definitely.
so... Get that
Yeah, you do this menu depending on your HP. If you're high enough, you do this later, switching back, but since he has to heal anyways, you might as well switch right now.
Yes.
Do not have to menu later. Again.
Alright, so now we're going on to Drayden, and Drayden is probably the easiest fight in this gym, actually.
Yeah, Drayden is... You can die to Drayden, I don't want to say how, because otherwise I'm just going to jinx it, but... Yeah, you really shouldn't die here.
Yeah, if you die, it's not because Drayden did something well, it's because you did something wrong.
Yes.
Nah. If he picks Revenge and crits...
Yeah, but you don't die to a crit now. So.
I'm healed to full, so I should be fine. So set up a Sword Stance.
I don't think it kills you from full, no.
Get a crunch.
Easy.
Alright, now I just spam Iron Head and win.
Yeah.
If all goes well, I will outspeed this Flygon. If I do not outspeed this Flygon, I did something really wrong and it's really bad.
Yeah, you use the cows, you use the candy, so... It
should be good.
As long as it's the right drill.
As long as it's the right drill bird, we should be good.
Yeah.
Alright. We found out an hour and a half later that we have the right drill bird.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's why max speed is so important in T-Carbos, is because this Flygon will just kill you.
Yeah, this Flygon is very destructive. Haxorus breaks the mold? Oh no.
Oh no, our ability, our super useful ability.
Yeah, our Sandforce is suppressed, no. Alright, and there's 7 badges down. Alright, no one's interested about 7 badges.
Nope.
Nope. Alright.
Yep.
They know what's up.
This is my quick reminder that you can still donate towards the 2 incentives that are still open until the end of this run for both the Cynthia and the end boss fight. We're currently $225 in for the out of 500 for the Cynthia fight and $50 for the end fight. So you can still do it. I believe in you. Keep the donations coming. You all want to see it. Thank you.
Yeah, we only got about an hour and 10-ish minutes left in the run, so please get those donations in now. We're gonna run out of time otherwise. But I believe you guys can do it. You all owe me $10 anyway for the 2 rock slide misses.
True.
Just make sure you get those in before the end of the game.
It might still get more, you know?
Right. Just make sure you get those in.
The last one is an E4, so... The last rock slide.
Yeah.
Yes. We got lots of rock slides coming up yet. Alright, so Drayden wants to lore dump on us too now, so we have to go to his house and listen to all of the fun stuff about the legendary Pokemon, Reshiram, Zekrom, and most notably in this game, Kyurem. So, not too much going on here, just a lot of chit-chatting, and Hopefully nothing bad happens while we're in here chatting.
Like there's something catastrophic happening to this whole city.
Right. No catastrophic events will happen.
Surely not.
No.
I think he knows.
DNA splicers? Oh,
DNA splicers?
Hopefully they don't get stolen.
That would be disastrous.
Yeah. What's that sound? Did you hear that? That doesn't look good.
Oh no.
I didn't know that thing could fly. How does a ship fly?
That's a good question.
It doesn't look really aerodynamic at all. The rockets are shooting out the side. The thing should just drop. Like that looks scary.
No, they're just gonna freeze up the entire town.
Are they?
Maybe. I think so.
And we were rooting for these guys the whole time. We've been screaming
right?
plasma, and they're gonna do this. You're gonna cheer. You're gonna cheer for this. It's way too hot in here. Ugh.
True. I wouldn't mind some ice.
Ugh. I do need some ice. Okay. All right. So now that Team Plasma has cooled things off a bit,
The world of ice.
the world of ice. You know, they freeze the routes outside of Opelucid too, and they turn them into slide puzzles. I watched somebody spend like 5 minutes trying to get into Shopping Mall 9 once because they had like learned about that, and they're like, "How do I get in here?"
Thankfully, we don't have to go there at all.
No, not yet. We will if everyone donates that Cynthia incentive.
Keep the donations coming, everyone. You want to see it.
You want to see it. Everyone wants to see their favorite champion, right?
For sure.
Right? Cynthia, favorite champion, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we got to chase the plasma grunts out of the city now. So it's just a couple of fights. They're not too exciting. There will be another rock slide in here, so get your fingers crossed so that I miss, so that we can get some more money in for those incentives.
We're still at 2 misses so far.
Yeah. You know, I'm enjoying the plasma battle theme. Usually I'm sick of it, but like right now, it's a vibe. I'm vibing it.
We
It's pretty
vibing,
good.
boys.
Yeah.
Don't look behind you.
Usually it's like, oh god, another plasma section. I have to listen to the same fight. All right, here comes a Golbat that we're gonna use
Rock
Rock Slide
Slide.
on. Ah, darn,
damn it.
we hit it.
Hate to see when you hit.
I hate to see it. We do not need Sandstorm, believe it or not, even though our ability would be helped by having it. All right, one more grunt here. This is some interesting movement. Okay. All right, so after this fight is where I would normally switch Excadrill back into the front, but since I did that earlier, I don't really have to worry about it, which is nice. Because I'm about to get a free heal after the Zinzolin fight, which will be after this one. And it's pretty awkward if you are taking on the next fight and the first thing you send out is Bidoof. Level 2.
Yep, that's not very good. Especially for Marlon, you really want to make sure that both of your HM friends are alive.
Yes.
Since if Marlon goes well, you don't need them at all, but if it goes badly, you definitely want them both alive.
Double hit. This thing does have Explosion, but I've rarely ever seen it use it, if at all. Plasma. So now this guy's like, now that you mention it, I've seen Zinzolin, and all of a sudden he's like here now. So it's like, okay. He's been looking around for the DNA splicers to no luck. I guess he was like digging around in the gym or something. I don't really know where he was. He must have been in the gym. I should have went in the gym and looked for him. I could have like saved fighting all those plasma.
True.
guys.
Should have checked.
I should have. Alright, so Zinzolin is not a really scary fight here. It'll be just a couple Iron Heads and then Earthquake to finish off Weavile, because Weavile's a little bit stronger than the Cryogonals.
Yeah. With all these fights, you can really see why Excadrill is just the best mon for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of ice types.
Iron Head, Earthquake, Sword Stance, just such a great combo.
Rock Slide, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Ice
It
Shard,
is good.
It's fine.
Still good for coverage.
Yep.
Yes.
Only it would be 100% accurate.
Right. If only. Tree's like, you've gotten so much stronger than I fought you like 10 minutes ago. It's kind of insane. Alright, so Zinzolin goes away and Drayden just appears in a spot. Okay, I don't know how that works. Get a free heal. Drayden says BRB because he's going to like break the glass of the DNA
Very
splicers.
smart idea to bring the DNA splicers
That's
outside
a
for
new
some
record
reason.
for making it into the gym and back.
He should have just kept them inside, honestly, but
My head,
and he brings them outside.
my headcanon is he's got like a break glass for DNA splicers like right at the entrance, like you would a fire like extinguisher, you know?
Right. Some very tricky ice movement here. If you want to be absolutely perfect, it is extremely difficult.
Yeah, it's very hard to do perfect. And if you mess it up, you might just end up losing time.
Yeah,
Good enough.
Good enough.
not great.
Not great, but good enough.
Yeah, this is very, very, very hard to do perfectly.
Got to do as many steps outside of the ice as you can.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very
because
tricky.
sliding is slower than biking.
So the Shadow Triad runs off. I don't know if the other Triads are like camped anywhere else in the town, but we got to beat this one to progress the story, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to spam a couple of Earthquakes and get rid of all his... He's got like a Pawniard and Absol. Another Pawniard, probably? These guys have a lot of Pawniard. You see a lot of Pawniard in this run. I hope you like
They
Pawniard.
love their poniards.
I hope you like Pawniard. It's like a mid poke to me.
And there's what, one Bisharp in E4?
Yeah, one bishop.
Yeah,
That's
there-
None of Team Plasma managed to get one of them.
They just have discount teams.
So I think he said bye-bye or whatever there. I've never paid attention to that before. I guess he doesn't know what like a courteous goodbye is? I don't know.
Before we forge ahead towards the end, is there time for a message?
Go for it.
Perfect. I just want to remind everyone that since we're raising money for Alzheimerfonden, the Swedish foundation that supports Alzheimer's research, I want to remind you that we also have an entire pirate treasure worth of prizes that you're eligible to win if you donate a certain amount. For example, if you are donating a minimum donation a minimum amount of $6, you can win the Hollow Knight Grab minifigurine. And if you go all the way and donate $250 towards Alzheimerfonden, you can win one of the grand prizes. For example, a custom-made ESA PlayStation 5 that is covered in the glorious ESA purple and yellow. So keep the donations coming, especially since we are not quite done with hitting the incentives. So keep them coming. Thank you.
One of the best themes in the game here, Marine Tube.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites ones, for sure. So good.
That's all you get to hear.
I'm sorry, that's all you get to hear. It gets really funky
Yeah.
later on.
Sadly, we are trying to go fast. As good as the theme is.
All right, so we're on our way to get Marlin to help us out because Drayden's a little busy. Marlin is a character. Let's just put it that way. He has no idea what's going on with all the Team
He's
Plasma
just very
stuff.
clueless.
Yeah, well, more on it later, but oh my god, this guy is something else. All right, so we have to deal with the last gym, which is a water-type gym, which is not great because we're ground-type. So it's going to be an interesting time through this gym.
Yeah, Marlon's pokes also have Scald, which can burn you, which is not great for a physical attacker since it halves your attack
Yeah.
when we get burned.
Right, so we're going to be trying to dodge burn a lot in this on this gym leader fight. Before it, we got a rock slide here that we need to miss for charity,
True.
but then like not get paralyzed by bounce or something. Oh,
We are 3, right?
3,
Or
3,
2 or 3?
2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3. Two.
Okay. Never mind then.
They're keeping better track than I am. I kind of banking on them keeping track for me.
Yeah, these trainers are just rotators. They don't care about you running.
Yeah. I mean, they could tell me like 20 rock slides were missed, and I'd probably beat them. So a little optimization. I went across the bridge at the very top of like the 3 tiles I could have, and that loads this guy that's rotating there just a little bit on a different cycle. That actually makes it really free to get past him. So
Yeah, I think if you don't do that, like all the way up to the bridge and like frame perfect, he sees it, right? Isn't that it?
Yeah, but if you're frame perfect, that's like impossible. Like,
Okay.
you cannot be frame perfect here.
I mean, just in case, I guess.
Like, there's a lot of inputs you have to do without
Yeah.
bonking or anything. Talking to the trainer. While also turn
this
framing.
Golduck is a range, 15 and 16 of the 2 proteins, and it has to move Soak, which is pretty annoying because it gets rid of our ground typing, and then we're just water type, and then we can't guarantee that we don't one-hit the Starmie anymore. So, congrats on getting the range.
yeah, thankfully a good gym so far. But we're kind of coming up to the main event here, so strap in. I'm going to be using Iron Head against Costa, and I'm going to hope that it flinches. If it doesn't flinch, I really hope that it uses Shell Smash.
You don't want to see Scald here.
I really don't want to see Skull.
Critting is also just not good because it is sturdy.
True.
Just loses you time. I guess it's safe, but it's just slow.
Flinch, please. Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's a Scald.
Oh, that's crit.
Yeah,
Skull crit!
That's,
Ooh.
that's not good.
That is-
That's why you want to have 2 slaves alive, 2
Yeah.
friends alive, because if that happens, you need both of them alive, otherwise you lose.
Yeah. Never had that happen before.
It happened to me once.
Of course it happens in a marathon. I'm like, why wouldn't
Yeah.
it happen?
Something had to go wrong. Like, it was going very well.
Yeah, so I need to use both my HM friends here to heal Excadrill the full, and I really have to pray now that nothing else bad happens. I'll be able to take care of Caracosta, so I'll be going into Wailord full health, but Wailord also has Scald. And
Yeah, you really want to see Amnesia here from the Wailord, and not Bounce or Scald again.
right. Bounce is fine if I don't get parried, which
Yeah.
is 30%.
It could also miss, so...
I mean, there's another chance to donate $5 for paralyzes.
True. Technically not static, but worked.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Very nice. Okay, that's just a win then.
All right. Yeah. Now we win.
Pretty scary with the
Very
Scald
scary
there,
start.
but Amnesia there is very, very nice. You love to see it.
Last time we get to hear this amazing theme. No, I do not want to learn Drill Run. Thank you, though.
Q is just too good.
And that's 8 gym badges.
E4 must be pretty close, right?
Oh, yeah. E4 right around the corner. There will not be like a 45-minute detour.
this is
No
gonna-
way.
Estimate is like 245, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it might be like 345 now because of that rival miss. No, this run is still pretty good despite the Undella rival slight mishap. We're doing really, really well.
For sure.
So Marlon swims off to the sea to do something. I wasn't paying attention.
He does things.
Yeah, he does a lot of things. We really need him to kind of help us out, though, for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but he was gonna like congratulate us on beating everything, but says we got to deal with Plasma first, and I'm just really sad. Marlon, I guess, just did like a huge like
I don't
loop
know how
around,
he gets here that quickly.
and he's just like, "Yo, was Team Plasma like actually bad?" And I say, "Yeah," and he's like, "But can I really believe what like anyone just says to me? Like I've never met these people before. Like should I really believe they're bad?" And it's like, Marlon, no, they're bad. All right, so we got to take a slight detour up here to advance the story. I'm going to use my repels. I'm going to use this Max Ether I picked up a while ago on Earthquake very carefully. And I'm going to use a revive to bring Psyduck back to life because I will need it for a double battle. I do not need Pit of for pretty much the rest of the run until one of the final fights. So I can just leave him and save the revive.
It's not a legendary, which we don't need.
Yeah, so the third of the Swords of Justice, that one I like hang out. This one's like more subtle about it. He's just like hanging out. Chorus is like,
He's just chilling here.
yeah. Chorus is just
having
like,
a good time.
it's Terrakion. You should catch it. You should do something with it. Like, it's such a strong Pokemon. It has its like power unlocked or something like
Also,
that.
this item ball at the bottom left here, that's a rare candy.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
We don't need it. Our XP is actually kind of tight because we don't want to have too much, actually, because it makes a very particular Elite Four fight really not fun.
Yep.
Let's get readjusted there. All right, so I'm going to full YOLO this spinner in the water here. If I hit her, it's only the difference of like 5 seconds because I can take a slightly more direct movement to Seaside Cave.
Nice.
All right,
Oh, that
I'll
was
just
scary.
get past her.
Yep, you made a mistake there.
This is just hanging out for a little too long.
No, yeah, you went too far down. So
I know.
if you had got turned on there, you would have to fight the other trainer as well. So you'd have to fight both.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Let's not focus on the negatives. Let's
Yeah.
focus on the positives.
She didn't turn, so.
Quit being such a Debbie Downer.
We got lucky.
All right, so this guy's faster overall just because he only has this Octillery instead of 2 Remoraid's.
Yeah, the difference is only about 5 seconds, so you always YOLO this first swimmer.
Right.
She either sees you or she doesn't, and then depending on if she sees you or doesn't, you just fight the other guy. It's a little bit nicer to fight the other guy because you only have to use 1 EQ because PP management is pretty tight in this point
Yes.
in the game. But it's not a big deal if you have to use 3
Not gonna
EQs.
try for Dust Cloud?
You know,
Yeah, that's a thing which can happen. A random dust cloud could potentially spawn in front of her vision, and that actually blocks her vision, and we could skip her. But you have to get really, really lucky for that to happen.
yeah, there's not a lot of tiles that you can get past her and still have a Dust Cloud there.
Yeah.
It's very rare, too, and just a lot of luck required. It's not worth, like, practically trying to do it, and there's no worth in saving and quitting to manip some Dust Clouds to get past them.
Yeah, no one really understands yet how a position of a dust cloud is determined.
All right, that's a good flinch, because Gligar can do a lot of damage to me. So hanging around full is still pretty nice. All right, now, quirk about Rangers in this game is they always give us a berry when we beat them, so we're getting a Prism Berry that heals Confusion. We don't need it, though, because we have all the full heals. This is one of a couple areas where it is very scary to get a Dust Cloud or Rippling Water because it is only 1 tile wide, so if I get one in my way, there's no way for me to get rid of it except to take the encounter, so...
Yeah, you just have to hit the encounter. It just doesn't go away. Like, waiting is not an option.
Right. You can't wait it out or force another one to spawn or anything like that. It's just going to hang out until you do something about it. Or, like, leave and come back. So, just running away from this Crustle, that's why we needed to go to Terrakion, was to get the Chorus machine that Chorus used on, like, Route 4 to get all the Crustle to move. And here's the Plasma ship. So, yeah, if you aren't sick of Plasma yet, you're going to have a lot of Plasma for the next 40 minutes. So I hope...
Even more plasma.
Why are you rooting for the bad guys? I don't understand it.
Because they're the best for Pokemon.
They are the most competent. Although Galactic's right behind them.
No. Rocket is right behind them.
Rocket is right behind them.
Rocket wasn't off yet. This one was the best. This one was fair.
Oh, okay.
Audience
I
just
see.
loves Team Plasma, and now I want to see a $5 donation train there where the chat can show us their support towards Team Plasma.
Plasma.
Plasma. I mean, N is part of Team Plasma. If you donate for the N incentive, you get 1 more Plasma.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so now we are storming the ship. We're getting ambushed right away by people watching the gate. They just didn't miss, or they like completely missed Marlin like raising or like lowering the gate thing for us. I don't know how Marlin got on that ship anyway. I don't know if he like climbed up the anchor or if he's just got like some insane thighs and just shot up, or I don't know.
Yeah. Also, the thing coming up is the plasma password here. We need a key card, and then we need to type in a password. The password depends on your trainer ID, and since we always hit the same seed in the beginning of the game, we always have the exact same trainer ID, so we always know our passwords. There are different passwords. There are 3 number passwords: 2202, 7707, 9909, and Reshiram and Zekrom. And you really don't want to have Reshiram or Zekrom as your password because they are very slow to type in. So we make sure when we route the manip in the beginning that we have a good password with our trainer ID, just to save with some time here.
All right, gonna take out the Golbat right away. I'm gonna hope Samurott takes no damage. Unlucky. Hugh will use a Hyper Potion on Samurott if it gets too low of health, so there's a good chance off this Earthquake that Hugh will go for a heal now. Which is fine, we don't really need Samurott, but it's slow to sit there and watch it use a Hyper Potion. I'd rather not. So I'm going to use Iron Hit here to try to save on my Earthquake PPs. It's 13 and 16 range here. I usually get it. Alright, perfect. I don't think that Garbodor really has anything that can attack us since we are not affected by poison. So. Alright, so now they're like, oh, we gotta go like alert the ship. And it's like, okay, fine. We need to figure out this password. So as Ash just said, we're gonna go find a key card for the password.
Yeah, casually they want you to like fight some other grunts and then they give you some hints on what your password is. But as I said, we know our train ID, so we know our password. And since we always have the same train ID, it's always the same password.
One of many things to be looking out for while doing your Tepig Manips if you choose to pick up this game. Which is now is the best time to pick it up if you have ever wanted to run Pokemon Gen 5. Like, now is a really good time to pick up Black White 2. Oh, just gonna dodge that guy real quick. Now they're gonna sound the alarms.
Yeah, the only trainer or any Plasma grunt we have to fight is this guy here, or this lady, which gives us the keycard.
Her and her 3 Pawniard.
Yeah, more Pawniards. They just love him.
They love Pawniard.
Yeah, so this would be a good time for messages because we're just going to spam the same move 3 times here.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have a an amazing support for Plasma, actually. We have $5 by Affected Ashes saying Plasma! And another about $10 donation by Hopcan Name saying Plasma! Thank you so much for your support. Keep the donations coming. And to all the donation snipers out there who have held back their donations thus far, now is a great time to get your donations in so we may meet the incentives for this White 2 run that are still open. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Yeah, there's the keycard we need, and now we can go straight back to the keycard thing.
That's an interesting place for my Repel to run. I must have killed a lot of steps.
Yeah, normally like runs off right off.
Yeah, usually it's like up here somewhere, so I don't know. Very strange. But anyway, we're gonna go put in our super secret password. As Ash has mentioned, they have very good security. They have really good passwords. 4 digits, all numeric, no problem.
Very, very high password security, yeah.
So 2202 of the numbers is the best one because the 2s and 0s are next to each other, and then it's 7709 and 9909 respectively. And then the number of passwords you really don't want because it takes a little bit to punch them in, especially because the keyboard is laid out like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You know, there is an option to hit QWERTY down there and then punch it in, but you'd just rather have a number password.
Yeah, also very easier to mistype Reshiram or Zekrom than like just a few numbers.
Yep, if you're trying to type really fast, yeah, you'll definitely screw that up. So here's the last double. No, is this? Yeah, I think this is the last double that we have with Samurott. So this is the one that I'm really going to be hoping that Hugh brings his A game here. I really don't want him to miss Aquatail on the right side. I'm going to be taking care of the left side here because they're all ice types, and I do really good damage against those. Nice. It's a good start. Nice. Also another rock slide coming up. Next turn. I hear people starting like, oh, I'm like, okay, you're going to be doing that for a while. I'll save your breath. Next turn. Someone's really enthusiastic and is still going.
Yeah, you also really just hope that Samurott does not miss Aquatail here.
Yes. Samurott has done very good so far. Oh.
Miss both? Yeah.
Oh, nice. Weavile is a like 3 and 16 range at
It's
best.
very, very unfavorable today. I think I have never
Oh.
gotten this
Oh,
right.
There,
no.
there's
Yeah.
the Aquatail Avoid.
Good job, Samurai.
Yeah, and you also crit the wrong side.
Goodbye,
And,
Samurai.
We actually get some more EXP out of this, though, so I'm like not too worried about
You
it.
don't need that.
Depending on when I get 59, it might help against... Well, I guess it's a marathon run, so it doesn't help.
Yeah.
I could get an extra level before a Scrafty that's coming up, and if I chose not to Swords Dance for it, which in a marathon, I'm obviously going to use Swords Dance, I could have made the range a little bit better, but now it's just free XP that I'm really not going to make use of, unfortunately. So, Hugh and Zinzolin are going to have like a shouting match about a purloin, and then the Shadow Triad has had enough listening to it and is going to kick us off. So every Plasma Grunt's collective spine is going to snap as this ship just shoots into the sky.
Pull in some
They
serious
are
G's there.
all dead now.
They're all like decorative rugs now, just pancaked on the floor. So while we wait for Plasma to recover, how about some donations?
Absolutely, I would love to. We have a bit of a rogue Team Rocket enjoyer here with a $6 donation from Super Player that is also going towards the French restream. Shoutouts to the French restream here. Team Rocket! Wait, is it Gen 1? It looks odd. By the way, we love baguettes. Shoutouts to Kayosh commenting the run on the French restream. Shoutouts to the French restream. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
We also have a $15 donation by Slowpoke that is going back to the static. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Alright, so Charon's like, if only we knew where Reshrem and Zekrom were. And it's like, yeah, if only. See ya.
Yeah, we gotta go meet our Team Plasma insider.
Yes. Yeah, we didn't even mention that. There's a Team Plasma insider who was like there with us, and we were like about to beat him up, and then he's like, wait, no, I'm a spy. And we just believed him. Like, that would be such a big brain move to be like, you know.
Just seemed very trustworthy.
Right. So, anyway, we're heading to Giant Chasm here.
Yeah, shaking grass at the bottom there.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, this one is always so hard to see. I never see it.
All right, so now we're coming into the worst place to get a dust cloud because we have a like 1 tile wide area. For those who missed it earlier, the dust cloud spawns randomly after 20 steps. It does a check to see if it should spawn, like a certain RNG value is met, and then it'll kind of pick a random spot to spawn based on that as well. So I'm really hoping that I don't get one in these 1 tile wide areas because there's no real way for me to get around it otherwise. And
Oh, yeah.
That one is on you.
that one's on. Yeah, I should have kept my mouth shut. I should have just shut my trap.
Nice. Yeah, maybe we should try it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe this X control's better. I don't know. It's like what?
You have the Master Ball.
I do have the
Sure.
Master Ball.
You could catch the second one.
I don't know if it's gonna help me though.
Yeah, he's quickly gonna exit here and re-enter just to set the escape rope point for later because we can just escape rope after Kyurem gets it. So we get quicker back here to E4.
All right, so all of a sudden, Rude has gotten back into the battle against Neo Team Plasma after just like hanging out in Drift Fail the entire game. Hugh is sick of like politics and is just gonna scream at them and say, "Give me Proline or I'll beat you up."
He's very upset.
He's very motivated. He knows how to get people moving. All right, so if I had Pit of Alive, I would sack it in this fight, so that way I don't have an extra Poke Alive during the next double fight that I'm going to be dealing with. Mainly because this Weezing has Explosion, so if I send out Pit of and it uses Explosion, A, Exeggutor takes no damage, which is kind of nice, and B, I don't have to set up a Swords Dance to one-shot this Weezing and sit there and wait. Hey,
Hey.
look at that.
Saves 1 PP, not too bad.
Yeah.
Very tight at this point, so
Yep,
see.
my Iron Heads and Earthquakes are pretty tight here, so I'm trying not to waste too much. If I'm really good at PP management, I could hold off using an elixir, which restores... I could hold off using an elixir, which restores all my moves PP by 10 up until the chorus fight. That's probably not going to happen this run, just for marathon safety as well. Although it would be pretty funny to do it, because then I get to like gamble some rock slides. I don't know if we really want to gamble some rock slides at this point. I guess we'll see how we feel. I'm already getting peer pressured by the crowd after I mentioned that. We do need to get those rock slide misses up so that we can put $5
Really
more.
miss some more here.
For those at home who missed it, we're donating $5 for every rock slide miss. It's a 90% accurate move, and usually when I miss it, it's bad, so. All right, so we're coming up on the ambush double here. Most notably named Ambush, because these guys are really excited about ambushing me. He's like, "Qua, I do ambush thee," and I'm like,
It's ambushing time.
he must be French or something with the "qua" that he says in that text box. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, so I'm gonna set up a swords dance here just to make sure that I can guarantee everything in this fight, no problem. Psyduck is just gonna kind of sit here and participate until something takes it out. There we go.
Oh no, Psyduck's stat changes were removed.
I can't believe it, dude. All of Psyduck's stat changes just wiped. All right, so if I didn't swords dance, this Scrafty would be a range. It'd be a pretty brutal range. It'd be 13 and 16. So I elected to not because this Scrafty is high jump kick, which can do a lot of damage. Add a crit on top of it, it would be really bad. So yeah, let's just take care of it and move on. We don't need another incident. So here's the rock slide.
Yep,
Oh, gold
that's
bat
one.
missed. All right, there's 3 misses. Maybe people won't make me have to gamble some rock slides later for PP management. Maybe they'll be nice to me now. All right, I'll meet you in the middle. I will gamble 1 rock slide on the next fight. All right, so we're coming up on a really big puzzle here. There's a bunch of warp pads that we need to go through to unlock some switches to open the gates so that we can move on to the next fights.
Yeah, this is our insider right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the insider talking to us there.
And
He's
that guy there in the corner is very blind. As long as you hug the wall, he just doesn't see you.
So I'm going to skip this first panel here because just with optimal routing, it'll put me at the end where I really want to be. Just nearest to the exit, so. The puzzle here isn't very complicated. If you just start on the left side and skip the first one, it's really easy to get through. You can just go through every tile, like in order as you see them, and you're fine. Just be a little careful around that guy.
Yeah, if you go one more left there, he will see you.
And remember, I don't have a lot of PP at the moment, so I really don't want to have to gamble anything. So I'm going to pick up this max elixir here, and I'm going to use it after the Nolan fight.
TTS, please remind me again, how long do we still have to meet the incentives? That is a very important information for the donation snipers that are still out there.
Yes, of course. My donation snipers out there. I hope you have your wallets ready. We got about, I'd say 40 minutes left in this run,
Sounds
give or
about right,
take.
yeah.
So you got about 40 minutes to get those donations in, and I really hope you do, because N and Cynthia are wonderful characters in the Pokemon universe, and I think they deserve a little more attention than they do.
Absolutely.
Perfect, you heard the man. Make it happen. Make it so.
All right, so I'll meet you in the middle. I'm going to rock slide the second Cryogonal here. If I wanted to use an Elixir and Chorus, I would like pretty much just spam rock slide on this fight at this point because my PP is so low.
Yeah, the benefit of using an Elixir on Chorus is you would use it on the Magnezone, and the Magnezone has a chance to explode on you, which also would just save you time.
Yeah.
And you have to use the Elixir anyway, so that would be... It's not guaranteed to explode on you, but it could happen. And it's like the optimal way of this going, but not a bit, just for safety.
I really could have gone for Chorus Elixir, though. I could have. Oh, well. I love the energy of the crowd.
For sure.
You guys are awesome. Keep it up. Alright, so I'm going to use a max elixir here to restore the PP of all my moves. Just because this stretch is so long, it gets really tight to have enough PP to get through all the moves, or through all the fights. So, alright, now we're going to go fight everybody's favorite scientist.
Now it's time to...
Oh, now it's time for a very...
Now it's time to jam. Now it's time to count.
True.
I don't know how to count.
I wish we had a song which can help us.
I healed the full, right?
Yes, you hear it.
Okay. It wouldn't be a big problem, but... Alright, so a lot of Chorus's pokes have a sturdy, so I have to use an Iron Head just to kind of break it, and then I'll use Earthquake to finish them off. This Magneton included, if you remember the glorious PWT, when we also got sturdy there.
Magneton and Magnezone have sturdy, and the Kling has an air balloon, so we can't just straight up Earthquake it.
Yeah. That's a good flinch, though.
That's a very nice thing.
These all have Flash Cannon, I can drop my special
They love
defense.
to drop you with Split F drops and with Flash Cannon.
Alright, alright.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
there's that,
that
yeah.
one.
At least I'm full health, so it's not really too scary. Kling Klang doesn't really want to attack me either. It usually just likes to sit there and spam shift gear, so. But shift gear does make it faster, so it's
And it has Giga Impact.
yes, Giga Impact doesn't do that much though.
Yeah, definitely fine here with this HP.
Dang.
Yeah, now it outspeeds you. So.
I'm just gonna shift gear
Yeah,
again most of the
same.
times with that high
Right.
HP.
Although I would have saved text if I flinched, because then it'd still be slower, but oh well. You can't flinch them all. You can catch them all, but you can't flinch them all.
Another OHKO move.
Yeah, the other
Second one.
Oko move that Excadrill learns, because for some reason you learn 2 of them. I don't know why. I guess they really wanted your like moveset to be like Sandstorm, Swords Dance, Horn Drill, and Fissure or something.
But what do you need Swords in for?
To really make sure the Oko moves kill.
I guess.
You gotta guarantee it, you know? Alright, so Chorus is going on a tangent about how, like, maybe about how we've unlocked the full potential of our Pokemon or something with Kyurem, I don't know. So now we're gonna be coming up to the sickest gamer setup you've ever seen. I know that on stream 1 earlier, we were doing like setup comparisons and stuff on stream.
Yeah, this gotta be a 10 out of 10 here.
This is like S tier. Like this beats everything. Like he's even got a recliner. Like, are you serious?
Oh my god,
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe. Getsus is in this game. He's been kind of hiding this whole time, though.
It was Getsus all along.
It was.
True.
Look at that gaming setup.
Yeah, it's just
know.
too good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 monitors? Like, that's insane. Yeah, his chair's a little backwards. He doesn't need all the monitors. He can play blind. He's just that talented. So Hugh is gonna kind of have a moment here because the Shadow Triad is returning him a Purloin that he stole in Esperia 2 years ago, now a Lipard that really hates anybody that looks at it. So Hugh needs some time to process, and we're gonna have to take care of some Shadow Triads here. So if you have any donations you would like to read, I'd be more than welcome to hear it.
I'd be happy to. We have a $6 donation sent in by our dear viewer Pendle Steven saying, "I like good old Team Rocket." So we got another rogue Team Rocket enjoyer in our
Apparently.
audience, and an additional comment and grab. And that is referring to one of the many prizes that we currently have, which are you eligible to win for just a $6 donation. And for example, if you want to go all in, we have also grand prizes for $250, where you are eligible to win a custom ESA PlayStation 5 that is covered all in ESA purple and yellow. So thanks for your donation. Keep them coming. We are not at the end yet, and I'm sure all of you want to see Cynthia and Anne.
Yeah, one thing is clear: Team Magma and Team Aqua don't have any fans.
No fans for Team Magma and Aqua.
Are there any Team Skull enjoyers here?
Anybody? Okay, there's a couple. What about Team Yell? Any Team Yells?
How surprising.
There's just no love out there, man.
Yeah, also, the slight other benefit of the Chorus Elixir is you have, instead of 5 EQs for these 3 fights, with 6 poniards. You have 6, so you can EQ all of them. Now he has to double Iron Head this first one here.
Yes.
Instead. Just saves you 1 turn.
Yeah, you'll also notice that the Shadow Triad have all led and finished with a Poniard, and the middle one's been different. This one in particular has an Excelgor that knows the move Me First. Me First is a priority move that takes the move that I'm using and uses it against me.
Yeah, it can play the Uno reverse card on us and just keep flinching us with Iron Head.
Yes. So
Hopefully it just picks Giga Drain.
right. I'm at the health where I can tank quite a few and not have an issue. Me First, Iron Head. I flinched the good.
Yep, there we go.
Classic.
And again. How many? Oh, okay.
Okay,
Just
all right. Couldn't do 3 in a row. All right.
He really tried.
He put all his heart into that Me First, let me tell you.
Our HP is still pretty high, so
Oh, yeah.
we're not in any danger here.
We're not in any danger, so we hope. Plasma. Plasma.
Yeah, gotta get your plasma energy because it's almost over.
Also, I just want to say we are so close to actually hitting $22,000 for Alzheimer Fonden. So if you have any more monies, any more donations that you want to send in, we can hit that goal. We can hit that threshold during the course of the rest of this run. So make it happen. Make
There we
it so.
It's minor optimization on the stairs. You don't have sliding physics, so you can go like down on the stairs to kind of save just a couple frames, and I missed it and went straight down.
Yeah, lose like 5 seconds instead.
It's very easy to miss, and it saves you like what?
Fraction
I don't know.
of a second. Frames, I don't know.
And if you mess it up, you lose like 5. So
Yeah.
just looks cool if you get it.
Yeah, it's really cool. So Getsus is like fuming at this point, and I guess he drug Kyurem out here for some reason. I don't know. I figured having it in the cannon would do a lot more damage than moving it into a cave, but I don't know. Whatever. What's it doing?
It seems pretty dangerous.
Those are some interesting ice shards. Those are pointy. Those are huge. Oh. Oh. Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, it's Reshiram.
A Reshiram. That can only mean... Is it him? No way it's him.
The freak
It's
without
him.
a human heart.
Oh, that's just insulting.
To say to your own son.
It is insulting to say it to your own son. Best theme in the game, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We only get to listen to it for about 20 seconds, though. Yes, Black and White 1 is the only advantage over Black and White 2 is that it gets to listen to this theme a lot longer. Alright, so... Getsus is going to pull out his trump card here, the DNA Splicers, and he's going to do some fun stuff, but it also means I can put my DS down and just, like, hang out, you know? Like,
Very nice break here.
it's a great bathroom break, let me tell you. Although we're in a marathon run, so I don't get to go to the bathroom. So what's going to happen here?
I mean, you can certainly try. The bathroom's just around the corner.
No, I'm not going to make that run. As a meme, it would be pretty funny, though.
It would be.
All right, what's... Kyurem's got some weird wing things going on there. Ooh. Are they lethal? They're anti-air, apparently. Oh, they're homing. Well, that's scary.
That looks pretty scary.
Oh, maybe they're not homing. Oh. Oh, no. I guess he's a ball now? I don't know. You can't fight as a ball, can you? Abso-fusion.
Now back to cutscene.
Yeah, they for some reason they put 2 text boxes in between this long cutscene. Otherwise, it would be even longer. Good point.
Hey, this is our one bathroom break. If it was more than this, it'd be like, okay, now we're getting a little long in the cutscenes, but... That's the nice thing about Black White 2, is it's just, you just keep moving the whole run. Like, there hasn't been a whole ton of downtime so far. That's a interesting looking Kyurem.
And we do have time for a donation here.
Perfect. The plot thickens actually because we have a $10 donation by a Team Galactic grunt.
Oh
They're saying we want to see that meddling Cynthia beat into the ground for what she did to our wonderful team. Everybody,
I agree.
donate to the glory of Team Galaxy.
Team Rocket!
Thank you so much for your donation, Team Galactic grunt, and make it happen. I'm counting on all of you.
The team or representatives of the team with the most donations had for them at the end of the run will be objectively the best. How about that? We'll settle it that way.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, Team Skull Nation, I need you.
True. It's time. Yeah. We're just gonna kill this Kyurem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not guaranteed to die. Fun fact, it lived yesterday for him.
Yes. In
It
practice,
is
this
very,
lived.
very, very favored to die. I think it's like a max defense and max HP Kyurem is like 9 and 16 to die or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's very, very favored to die. But if you get really unlucky, it can live. He shouldn't be. Yeah.
Okay.
He shouldn't be dying though if it lives. And if it lives 2 runs in a row, I don't know. Something is wrong with
That would have
cartridge.
been insane. Y'all should have met. You all should have seen it when it happened yesterday. I just screamed it lived at my monitor, like, oh my god, because I was really low on health in the run, and I don't know like any of the calcs for White Kyurem, so I could have been very likely dead, and I would have wiped like all the way back to Nimbasa City.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have been very fun. Yes, get your dentist chats out. He looks a little tired though. Or that's a heavy cane, one of the two. No, he just looks exhausted.
He seems very
I
exhausted.
think he needs a nap. Maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah, we need to set up one sword sense. Really hope he protects this turn and not
Nice.
next turn. Nice.
Alright,
Because
take
the EQ to PP is also very tight. We need at least one left for the first E4 fight, so really need to pay attention to that. And it can even double protect, and that's really bad for EQ PP. So
Yeah.
thankfully no protects there on the actual attacking turn.
Yep. Ideally, that was our last heal that we get for the rest of the run, so we're going to be a little tight on PP up until we can use our elixir to guarantee that we get through the rest of the run. So
From here, this fight isn't free. He has to hit one more rock slide. If he hits that, then he's good.
this is a really bad rock slide.
But yeah,
by
if
the
you
way.
miss this one, this can be very, very bad. Because this guy has flamethrower and it loves to crit or burn you. Oh, no miss.
All right. That's the last scary part of this.
Yeah, everything
fight out of the way, though.
it's just Iron Head.
Just a lot of Iron Head spam.
And now it's actually almost time to go to the E4, finally.
Yep.
Just took like 40 minutes. 30.
All right. And Team Plasma has been eradicated. See, now you're on the good side. Before you were cheering for the bad side. So Getsus just pouts like a baby now that we've defeated him and just tells us to shut up.
And he's gone.
He left the cane too. I guess it was just heavy. I don't know. So, heartwarming message here. I'm not reading it. Text is going by too fast. I don't know. Be kind to your Pokemon or something. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see you later, and
Yeah. Maybe we'll see you
Who
later.
knows?
Donate for the end incentive. We're getting low on time here. We got about 20, 25 minutes at most for the rest of the run here. So definitely get your donations in if you haven't already. Especially all your rock slide donations out there.
He's just gonna escape rope now. That's why he exited Giant Chasm earlier through the bottom one, just so he can get there quicker now.
All right, so now we're off to the Victory Road.
we're back in the Dust Cloud room.
Yeah, we're back
Yeah.
in Dust Cloud.
Okay, so
All right.
That's
I believe I've surfed onto like a rippling water.
Oh, I have
before.
definitely. It spawned like right under my nose there.
Yeah.
So I was stopping. Yeah, a lot of spinners here coming up. Nice.
I'm gonna take this guy a little
Ah,
slow
got
just
away
because I
with
really don't want to hit him. There we go.
This guy is also, yeah.
nice.
Really don't want to hit
It's
this
like
guy. This
pretty
is
well.
has some interesting patterns
Yeah.
to spin.
That was RNG manipulation for his
True.
pattern, so it'd just be super free.
Yeah.
Oh, there's N.
All right. Y'all better donate, because otherwise this is the last time you see N.
You really want to see him again.
You really want to listen to that epic N theme?
Snipers, it's now or never.
Yeah, it's now or never. We're climbing Victory Road. We get waterfall. We don't need it.
Yeah, we probably also have some more time for donations.
Yeah, during the badge check.
Yep.
Yeah, this takes a bit.
While we're climbing, is there time for a short donation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. We have a $10 donation by Konrad Mazurek saying, like this, I do not, but eliminate I must. Thank you very much for your donation, and I'm refreshing right now, and it looks like we are $218 away from meeting the Cynthia boss fight.
So
you
close.
can make it. I believe in you. Let's do this.
Best Victory Road theme, by the way. I will die on that hill.
Tend to agree.
All right. First trainer here. Got a drift blim. Another rock slide moment. We're at 3, right, guys?
Yeah.
3?
3.
Still be 3, yeah.
All right. So maybe we'll get a 4. I got a swords dance first. This Driftlin usually just goes for stockpiles, so not usually a threat.
Yeah, Victory Road has a lot of trainers in this game. And also, you can get dust clouds in a bunch of rooms, and one of the rooms is in the dark, so it's not easy. In terms of execution.
There's definitely a lot of
Definitely
tight
not, yeah.
movement, yeah. Here's the one time that we need strength the entire run.
Yep, for this one. No, actually, there's another boulder before the dark room.
Oh, you're right. My bad. I always forget about
But
that
there are
one.
only 2 boulders. You have to actually push. Oh, just wait. Just bike past there. This bike's very fast.
Getting off the bike here because that guy has a long
Yeah.
range of movement and I
He
really
is-
don't want to hit him.
He looks very, very far.
I'm going to get off the bike here and try to get a spider stun up. This guy is blind. That's too bad.
Yeah, he doesn't care about. Nice.
Water gem.
All right, I'm just going to get on the bike then. That'll be perfect for our water type move and our ground type, right? Oh, I can give it to Psyduck. You're right.
Yeah, here would be another spot where Dust Cloud right in front of this trainer would be very nice.
Yes.
To skip her, but rarely ever happens.
I have had a dust cloud in front of him twice, and I forgot to take advantage of it both times.
Yeah, it's. You easily forgot about that. You can just skip that because it just really never happens until
Right.
it happens.
And the movement in here happens so quick, it's hard to react to it.
Gen 5 is mostly better run on DS because, I mean, it's the same category with 3DS, but 3DS has DSI enhancements and that just makes it way more annoying.
Yeah, it also has a lot of timer 0 issues and
Yeah.
can only go to the year 2050. So it is best to play on an original DS Fat like I have
That
here.
was pretty slow.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I don't think that was safe.
She turned as soon as I did this to show off that I'm playing on an original
Oh,
DS, and this is okay, I guess we're going, and hopefully it'll be fun.
Here's the dark room.
Yeah, it's the same category between DS and 3DS. It's just way better to play on DS.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yes, it's
That was
much easier
very
to hit
good dark
manips.
room.
We do have manipless versions of these categories, though, if you're interested in picking it up but not doing all of the intense RNG manip stuff right off the rip and just want to get a feel for Pokemon speedrunning.
Yeah, it's just way easier to just instantly pick up and play without any RNG manipulation.
Yes. All right.
A quick donation if you have time.
Yes, go for it.
Perfect, because apparently, just as we left N at the Victory Road, he sent in a $10 donation saying 3 Pokemon runs to go until the finale. Let's go! And I tend to agree, so keep the donations coming. We're so close to actually meeting at least one of the incentives for this run. We are, let me quickly refresh, $218 away from meeting that incentive. So let's do this. I believe in you.
Yes.
Back to you, TTS.
Thank you. So that flinch was actually really good. That sock has big break, which can do a ton of damage to me.
There is now, I think, 2 more rock slides in total to use. Unless you have to rock slide the semi-sage here.
Yeah, I probably do. I usually do anyway, have to. Quick break, that's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's fine. Now I can just Iron Head spam through here.
It is a strat where you can skip Sword Stance on this fight here, but the next 2 pokes coming out are not the greatest ranges without Sword Stance.
Yeah,
it's pretty risky to go for.
Yeah, on a really good pace, this Golurk and Sock, assuming you didn't like hit an optional or anything for an extra level, is a very like even less than a coin flip sometimes.
Yeah, it's not the greatest, but it's very fast if it works.
Yeah, and you can hit it, isn't that right, Rubentus?
You can. Saves time.
I think Rubentus' PB is the only one on the boards that gets Swords Dance skip. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't know anyone else who
I'm
goes.
not sure. Yeah, one more last rival battle.
All right, we're gonna beat up Alzheimer's one more time. This Unpheasant has Swagger, which isn't really helpful, even though it would boost our attack up to +3 because we're gonna Swords Dance. So I'm just gonna hope that it goes for Facade instead. Swords Dance, Swagger. All right. That's too bad. Just get the full heal in there. Alrighty, and this Bouflin isn't scary. Samurott is not scary in this fight as compared to Undella Rival because Samurott has actually forgotten Aqua Jet, so it cannot outspeed us anymore, which is great because we one-shot it.
Yeah, there's about like 15, 16 minutes left of the run, so you really should get in your donations.
Yes, we're getting to the last like 15 minutes here, so you should really get those donations in if you haven't already.
Speaking of donations, we have another donation by our dear viewer Pendle Steven with coming in with $30 that is going towards the Cynthia boss fight incentive, saying, oh, here's some more. Also, that's 5 grabs. That's correct. Thank you very much. You can do this. I believe in you. Thank you so much.
Right, that is the end of Victory Road.
Yes, we are going into the Elite Four. We're not even going to heal. We're going to go straight in.
The Hypers and the 1 Forester he picked up is gonna be enough.
Yes.
Time for the Pokemon League. And the best Elite Four theme in all of Pokemon.
Oh, yes. Get your Sour Pleases, your Cat Jams, get whatever dancing emote you got, because it's going to be bangers from here on out.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take on Marshall first, because otherwise we level up so much that we would start knocking his pokes in the heal range, and we really want to just two-shot them.
Yeah, against Marshall you want to see as many flinch and useful crits as possible.
Yes.
Because not having to die on this fight, which most of the times happen, is so fast. So
right.
The more you get, the faster it gets. And this man here has the fastest Marshall ever seen in his PB.
I have an insane Marshall fight. You should go to speedrun.com or my YouTube channel and watch it out, because it is
there is not a better possible fight. Because yeah, if you don't flinch or crit certain things, you will just end up dying, and that's just how it goes. There's nothing you can do about it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, now he needs to switch to get rid of the speed drop. That's why flinching there is just so good.
Yes.
He could also pick Rock Tomb there for some reason and miss. I have seen that before. That's very funny when that happens.
I like it when it happens.
Jano's gonna die. The next scary thing is gonna be the Conkeldurr, which hopefully does not use a Bulk Up, at least if he doesn't flinch. Because then when it gets annoying.
Ooh, Hammer Arm. Okay, that's fine though.
That's fine. Hammer Arm can miss, but I mean that's what we have Max Rise, so we got them for free from. I forgot who even gives you the Max Rise.
I think Rude in the middle of Giant Chasm gives us.
Oh yeah, I think true.
Max
That's
Revives.
what it is. True.
We have 3 of them, so.
Yeah, you are expected to die here.
Yeah. This is how a standard marshal looks. Can't even complain. It's just how it goes most of the times if you don't get good luck.
Right.
Or really good luck.
Like in a lot of Pokemon games, you like only bring one Pokemon into the Elite Four just to have less time in the Hall of Fame, but you cannot do that in this game.
Yeah,
It
for marshal,
would never work.
You would have to bank on flinching everything. You would need to flinch, and that's obviously just not worth going for. One more rock slide. No,
Okay.
one rock slide left in the run.
That was the one I was really scared about.
Yeah, if you miss that one, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Especially when you never got a flinch before.
All right. Scariest fight Elite Four over with. It's smooth sailing from here on out, hopefully. Yes, that does deserve clapping because that is a very stressful fight.
Yeah, if that brick would have crit from Sock, that would have been over.
That would have been really bad.
Every other fight is pretty free. The only annoying thing is if he gets burnt now from a Kofferigus on the next fight, but that's about it. Until Iris.
So we got one rock slide left?
Yeah, one rock slide.
One rock slide left. So it is time to kind of start pre-filling in your rock slide donations if you haven't gotten them in already.
We're at 3, right?
Yep, we're at 3. So that's another 15. So it's 3 paras and 3 rock slides.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
He's also gonna elixir here on the Liepard since it uses fake out anyways turn 1, so might as well, and we have to get our PP back anyways. So fits quite well to do it here.
Ooh, that was interesting. All right. That changes plans a little bit.
Yeah, now he's not. Now he's gonna switch up the 4 order because he has to heal. So he's gonna do Caitlyn first instead of Chantal. Because Caitlyn can't touch extra drill with her lead. She's just gonna spoil Mjorn or Reflect, and we're just gonna set up for free and then just full restore to full.
Yes. So we may have to do a slightly extra heal before Iris just to make things super duper safe for Iris, because I don't really want to wipe all the way back to the beginning of the Elite Four, because boy, would that be interesting.
Yeah, that would be pretty rough. There's the one bishop of the run.
Not King Gambit yet.
Nope,
not King
doesn't
Gambit.
exist yet, fortunately.
And Grimsley's message after the battle is pretty funny.
Not only do you want to prepare your rock slide donations, all the snipers will want to prepare their donations as well, because it's just only a few more minutes until the run is over.
Very true.
Yes, we have 2 Elite Four members left, and they're going to go by in a blink of an eye, so you better get your donations going now.
It's ! donate in chat, and make sure to select the appropriate incentives.
I hope you've been enjoying the Elite Four theme, by the way.
Caitlyn is the freest fight by far.
Yes.
This Moshana just can't do anything to you. The only time loss is if it uses Reflect first instead of your own, but that's not a big deal. Just takes one more turn.
Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and spam Swords Dance until I get put to sleep. And then I'll use the full restore to get rid of the sleep and heal to full at the same time. And then I'm just going to, fingers crossed, Caitlyn, or not Caitlyn, Chantal doesn't get goofy with me. So Chantal is kind of an interesting fight because it does lead with a Kofferigus that knows Will-O-Wisp. So getting burned is no bueno. Ideally, I just see it use Shadow Ball against me, and then I'll just heal the difference at Iris. Oh no, Gothitelle knows I have a Lucky Egg. That's not good.
You're only gonna do.
What am I gonna do with that? Yeah, I don't know. All right, 3 down, 2 to go. Caitlyn talks the least out of them all too, which is also why we ideally want her to be last, so that we don't have to listen to a whole like spiel about, oh, you've beaten all the Elite Four members, good job, now go face the champion, good luck, bud.
Yeah, Discovery is this Will-O-Wisp. You just really want to see it miss.
Yes. Miss would be great because then I don't have to heal at all. But that also implies that I don't miss the last rock slide here.
True. One more rock slide to go here on the drift balloon. Want to make it 4?
You know, I already told all the rock slide people to start getting their donations in. It'd be kind of rude to make them have to donate like again. Like, I don't know. Okay,
nice.
would you look at that?
There we go. Perfect.
I'll take that. All right. Up next is the Drift Blim. Drift Blim means Rock Slide. Rock Slide means 70% accurate.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, it's 90. Sorry.
Yeah.
The collective groan from the audience. It's not what you would expect to hear from a rock slide. All right, there's all the rock slides. Get your money in now. Let's see that Cynthia fight, all right? You don't want to miss it.
Remind me again, how many rock slides missed was that now?
3?
That was 3, yeah.
That was 3.
Should have been 3, yeah.
Okay, we agreed on $5 per missed rock slide, so that means $15 in total. So let's get your donations in, everyone. It's exclamation mark donate in chat.
All right, now we're going up the big stairs. The really big stairs. The really long-winded stairs.
Be ready for
And I
really
run
good
the
theme.
whole thing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use... I have 1 revive. I need to... Did I take damage? I don't think I took damage, actually.
No, you should be at 4.
All right, I am going to safety save then. I feel more comfortable with both alive, but I only have 1 revive. Oh, I do have the max. Whatever. Whatever. We just got to build suspense here. That's
True.
More time for donations.
Yes, of course. All right. There she is, in her full outfit and everything. I got to remember to actually run up and talk to her because otherwise you get pulled forward 1 step and you just stand there like, what's
Very
happening?
often you just forget to do this last step here in the end.
All right, so Iris is going to lead with a High Dragon that knows both Flamethrower and Surf. Both suck, but I prefer Surf.
Yeah, because Flamethrower can obviously burn you.
Yes.
You don't want to get crit, you don't want to get burned.
Yes. This is your absolute last chance to get your donations in, by the way.
Yeah.
There's not much left after this, so let's get that Cynthia incentive going.
Now would be a perfect time.
How far away are we on that?
Let me quickly
Surf,
refresh.
nice.
Right now we are $173 away from meeting that incentive. Donators, snipers, you can do this still. You can do this. I believe in you.
We believe in you.
And actually, we have a bunch of donations that just came in. $15 respectively by Affected Ashes and Rubantus saying rock slide. Thank you
Rock slide.
so much to the 2 of you. And we got a $10 donation by Cynthia saying, I am the winner because the runner was not fighting against me. Okay, I'm sure we can change that. So let's get the last minute donations in, everyone.
She definitely has a point.
All right, final point that the run can go south.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can
Okay.
randomly pick EQ here instead of Dragon Dance, even though it shouldn't. And if it crits you, you're dead. But 99% of the time you see Dragon Dance on that turn.
GG,
Yep.
folks.
As long as you don't misclick, this is G.
GG. Very, very good math on run for sure.
I picked my DS back up so I can make sure that I don't misclick.
And comfortably underestimate.
I was mashing Iron Head before Lapras came out and you're supposed to Earthquake it.
We got a
Go ahead.
Yeah, we got a $30 donation by Roos Cruz. That is the combined efforts of the rock slides and the statics that happened during this round. Thank you so much for your donation. And let me refresh again. Right now we are $143 away from meeting the incentive. You can do this. It's any second now, any moment. I believe in you.
Yeah. All right, so as we're heading to the Hall of Fame here, I may as well start handing out some shout-outs while we're at it. Shout out to the DSPSR community. They're all wonderful people. I actually was not a member of this community 1 year ago, believe it or not. In 1 year, I went from an absolute nobody to here on the ESA stage playing Pokemon White 2 in 3rd place on the leaderboards. So if you are someone who has never speedrun before or has always like sat and thought about speedrunning but never really made that leap, I highly recommend to do it. It's been an absolute blast meeting Rubentus and Ashes, who are here on the couch with me today, and putting on this wonderful showcase for you all.
Yeah, Pokemon speedruns are a lot of fun. There's a lot of strategy, a lot of skill involved, so I love it.
Yeah, and you can just find the Discord through speedrun.com through all DS games. And there's a lot of people and a lot of helpful resources which can help you to get started.
Yep, there's a lot of different Discords, each for their respective platforms. So DS has their own Discord, 3DS has their own Discord, Switch has their own Discord, which is by far the most accessible. They're all very active. You're all welcome to join them and get to learn more about speedrunning. Shout out to Skoagogo, who is the world record holder in this category right now. He recently broke the 310 barrier and got a 309.46, was it? Oh, and time's coming up right now.
Very good run, for sure.
Yeah, 3:18
Oh,
in a
press
marathon.
the timer, please. I pressed the timer, please.
This button? Is it this button? Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know.
Nice.
There we go.
3:18.20. That's
3:18.
extremely good.
That's like the best of all my marathon practice runs. That's
Yep.
actually really insane that I
That's really good.
pulled that off.
I'm just gonna check right now where that would be.
Yeah, I
on
was
the
about
board.
to ask, what is that on the leaderboard?
3:18, that's got to be
Like top 20 for sure,
top
right?
20 for sure, but yeah, it's kind of hard to get a PB in White 2 with a lot of the safety saves that you have to do and
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
kind
this
of
would be 15th place.
Wow.
That's
15th,
really,
that's
really
not
good
bad.
for a
That's
marathon.
pretty fucking good.
Yeah. And I never wiped, right?
Nope.
No.
I never wiped. That's really good then, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of really scary ranges in this,
For
this
sure.
game. So yeah,
I'm still amazed how you got through the Charles fight, honestly. After you missed there.
I got so lucky on that Charles fight. I can't believe it.
Didn't even get agility and still won.
Yeah, I know it. Alrighty. Well, how far are we away on that Cynthia incentive?
Let me quickly refresh one more time. We are, unfortunately, we are still $133 away from meeting that incentive. So unfortunately, it's not going to happen unless you would like to fight Cynthia for 3/4 of it. I don't know.
I'm willing. Do people want to see Cynthia?
Would you like
Do you
to
want to
see
see
it,
Cynthia
everyone?
anyway? I'll show you some Cynthia.
Let's do this.
Nice.
Alrighty. So I will show off Cynthia for you all. So what that's going to do is that's going to require me to actually switch DSs real quick. Since we're so ahead on our estimate, I can squeeze this in for free.
Easily.
So just give us 1 second here as we switch DSs. And I just threw the audio cable on the floor for no reason. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Just threw it on the floor. Alrighty.
Beautiful touchscreen.
Oh, there we go. So, all right. So we have our Excadrill here that we finished the game with. Our lovely little ESA, and a lovely little shout out to ESA here with the touchscreen, as you can see. So we're gonna go ahead and fight Cynthia real quick since we got the time to squeeze that in. I'm gonna go to Appalucid. I do need to do some really quick shopping here before I fight Cynthia.
Yeah, so we skipped a bunch of post-game stuff. There's like a cutscene where you get trolled by Juniper's dad, or yeah.
Yeah, you get a really long-winded cutscene with Juniper's dad when you exit. You also have to do a lot of stuff with N. You have to go like fight him with Reshiram. Then you have to ride the Ferris wheel with him, and just a bunch of other random stuff that, for the sake of time, we're not going to miss. Also, something funny I want to show out is when I hold the B button, the biker just starts moving like much faster.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
while
strange.
you're going to town for shopping, we have 2 more donations actually.
Go for it.
One, a $10 donation by keeping it icy, saying, let's see Cynthia. Yeah, we're going to do that. Let's do this. And another $5 donation by Anonymous saying, most fun I've had with a Pokemon run. Thank you so much for your donations. And I would say, to show your appreciation, send a donation towards our charity with as much money as you can spare. Thank you so much for the contributions so far, and let's keep it going.
All right, and you guys are all welcome to continue to donate for the Cynthia incentive, and to make up for it, since we're so close, I will go ahead and make up the difference.
What an amazing lad. Did you see that, chat? Did you hear that, audience?
Oh,
I mean, it was already $30 for all the rock slides and statics. You may as well round it up.
true.
So depending on how much you want to break my wallet, either continue to donate or start donating to other great incentives throughout the marathon.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Absolute legends are matching that.
All right, so I'm going to set up Swords Dance right away. I need 2 sword dances to make this really fun, but I'm going to be put to sleep, so I'm going to use this X speed while I'm asleep, just to be really efficient. I didn't buy Flower Stars, did I? I do have an awakening. Just don't fall asleep again.
And full
Still have
heal
full
and
heals,
full
too.
guts of
A lot of
whatever. Come on, you gotta hit this.
Just gotta hit. Don't put me to sleep. All right.
Oh damn!
All right, I just gotta wait to wake up. It's no big deal.
What you have?
You're full
heals.
You're full heals.
Oh, I do have full heals. That's right.
And the fucking the gold item.
You're right. You're right.
He's gonna hit eventually.
All right, now I just gotta hit through double team.
Okay, or maybe this time? Maybe next time. Back to sleep we go. Yeah, the Spiritomb is pretty annoying to deal with. Maybe this time?
At least the music is good.
Okay, how many? Okay,
All right,
there we go.
Alrighty. I'm letting you all jam to this.
Good tune for sure. You need to be faster than this Garchomp because
Yes.
Garchomp will just kill you.
Yes, this Garchomp is the sole reason that I have max speed. Togekiss can't get hit with Earthquake, unfortunately.
Thanks.
To rock slide the Glaceon.
You should have, man.
I should have. It probably would have killed, but man, would it have been interesting if it missed. I don't know what this Glaceon has.
I would imagine Ice Beam or something.
At least, that would have been pretty bad. All right, and there's Cynthia for y'all. We had just enough time to squeeze it in as a pat on the back, and I will make up the difference in the donation. I'll take a look after stream here. So thank you all. You've been amazing. Check me out. My name's right here. You can also follow Rubentus and Ashes, who are below. They're over here. The backwardsness like screws with me. So if you like what you saw today, follow all 3 of us. We're all pretty live. We're all grinding Pokemon speedruns. I'm here all week, so anyone on site wants to come say hi and get into Pokemon speedrunning, I'll point you in the right direction. So, alrighty.
Thank you,
Thank you all
ESA.
so much. Thank you, ESA.
Yeah, thank you, Jose, for having us.
If that's fine by you, I have 2 closing donations.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Perfect. We have a $5 donation by Anonymous saying, yeah, you deserve a bit more for that. Thank you very much for that. And we also got a $5 donation by Tempest Mask saying, you know what, I ought to help so that TTS won't have to pay as much to make up the difference.
Thank you. The plane tickets were expensive from the States.
But what a power move to do for charity. I'm glad I at least got to catch you beat the Elite Four and face everyone's favorite champ. Well, at least one for me. And shout out to one of my favorite Pokemons, number 900, Cleaver. Thank you so much, Tempest. And with that being said, thank you so much, TTS. And thanks to you, lovely audience, for being here the entire night.
Yeah, the audience was great.
Thank you, audience. You all know Stream 2 was the cool stream after all.
And with that being said, we're going to a quick intermission for the next run. Don't go anywhere, we will be right back for you.